Welcome back. Next up, we got a great set coming up, Hotashi versus Ellie the Curry. So can't wait to get into that. But if you guys are just joining us, shout outs. Welcome to Series E for Guilty Gear. This is the first fighting game for Series E here within the FGC. So I'm super excited to be a part of it. And it's such a big deal. And this week is Intel week.
That's right. And we just had Intel Razzo making it into the next round. And next up, we are going to have, as you mentioned, Hotashi. Again, current Evo Online champion for North America. One of the strongest Guilty Gear players, has been one of the strongest players since the Exerd series, going up against Eli the Curry. Eli the Curry, one of the strongest, a very, very strong West Coast player in multiple games, namely like Street Fighter V, but obviously doing super well here in Guilty Gear as well. I do believe Eli the Curry is going to be on player one side, as Hotashi is for sure known for their Nagoriyuki. When Nagoriyuki, during one of the betas, he got changed. Everyone's like, what? They nerfed this character so badly. And Hotashi was playing the character as one of the first players in North America to really show what this character could do. And now everybody is just terrified of this character.
Oh, yeah. I remember on the official release, the official release of the game, I looked at all the tier lists online, and Nago was on the bottom of all of them. Everyone was sleeping on this character. And then Hotashi came out, got the win on Evo, but Curry not given anything about that, just going to go ahead and, wow, what a quick first round here.
Yeah, and again, for a long time, Hotashi, still is considered one of the strongest players in North America. But just to give you an example of just how strong everybody is, Hotashi, I think, finished 9th at CEO, which is probably a surprise for a lot of people, including losing the mirror match to Idiosyncrasy, who is another player that is we'll be seeing later on today here in this bracket.
Okay, the flood meter getting pretty high, though. I'm going to go ahead and go for the super here. Yeah, this is going to be a big punish.
Good patience there from Eli. Tried to bait out the burst early on. Oh god, yeah, Hotashi's got to stay alive here. This is it right now. It's got to be the pressure, but if any character could do this, the damage output of Nagoriyuki is ridiculous. And there is the comeback for Hotashi to tie it up one round apiece.
Wow, and like the confidence you have to burn your burst with a pixel like that. Hotashi knew that the corner situation is so in favor of Nago and had the meter to close out that round.
Here we go, nice check with the standing kick. And here we go, YRC. Try to get him out of that situation, using the BRC to bait the burst, but didn't get the punish in time.
Jump throw in the BRC throw. I'm kind of mad that worked. you jump up for the throw and you're like, oh, whoopsie, I missed. BRC throw anyway. That was really funny. I mean, obviously very effective, but
oh man, I got to admit that might have been the first time I've seen someone do that, but now I'm definitely gonna steal that tactic here. Yeah. Miss a jump air throw and just go for another one.
Oh, whoopsie. Actually, oh, you're up here too,
We've already seen enough of this, if you at first don't succeed, try again.
Yeah. Very common theme here.
But yeah. That was a great start for Eli the Curry, but then Hotashi coming back and kind of stealing that first game, was almost dead to rights in that second round, made that comeback, and now everything is going Hotashi's way.
At least gonna get this wall break here. Ton of damage. Wall break all the way up there. Gonna get teleport up. Yep. Mr. Oki here. Gonna teleport back. Ooh, we are moving out here. The red RC to close the round out as well. Man, the teleport in, teleport back in.
It's interesting because, obviously Nagoriyuki is a character with not a lot of mobility options. Doesn't have, the standard ground dash, doesn't have, air dashes, etc., etc. Doesn't even have a double jump, I don't think. No, it has a double jump, but look, the command dashes that he has is just makes him so mobile for such a character that's supposed to have, quote, lack of mobility options.
Yeah, yeah. Even the Beyblade. I mean, that thrusts you forward with a really great hitbox. I've seen that move anti-air, which is ridiculous. But essentially, you gotta watch the blood meter though. Satoshi has a lot of blood meter. You're gonna have to try to whittle it down here with some of these normals.
It's just one of those things, right? So, I mean, Nagoriyuki is all these moves are super powerful, but as you mentioned, the blood gauge, that's the main thing to pay attention to, the main thing to monitor for him. So you see he has that extra red bar above his super meter at the bottom of the screen. If it ever fills up all the way, he goes into this mode where he just starts losing half his life in about 3 seconds. And it's really about managing that. And while it sounds like it's a big limiting factor, honestly, if he didn't have that blood gauge, Nagoriyuki would probably be one of the most broken fighting game characters in recent memory. Because,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's the way to
as you
balance
mentioned, like
out
that,
his mobility, right? Like that character's
yeah,
mobility. It's the way to somewhat balance it because when you kind of get when you're fighting up against Nago and the blood gauge is high, it's about to pop. You know that when the pop happens, it's very laggy. You can punish it very easily. There's a hitbox around him, but still very not so plus move there. So then all of a sudden Nago, essentially you can kind of dictate the decisions Nago's has and the options they have dependent on the blood gauge, right? Low blood gauge,
right,
they can teleport all around, they can Beyblade all over you, but once it gets high, then it's where it gets a little bit more tricky.
right. Good anti-air with that close slash to put Eli back onto the ground. But Hotashi up 2 games to 0 right now. Oh God! And now gets in with the command and the quick cancel on the Roman cancel. Safe jump timing. And you
Yeah, and
see
I
right
love
there, that
the
Beyblade move right there. It's 0 on block, which basically means after you defend against it, both characters can start moving at the same time. Except that Nago can cancel into a bunch of other things, including the command dash. So, like you said, you've seen an anti-air. Like that move is basically the do everything move. And but it builds up a ton of that blood gauge, and that's why it's quote fair. Although if you talk to most Guilty Gear players, they will probably not call that move fair at all.
yeah, I mean, just even like you said, Nago is is the only character that can cancel specials into specials, and you do also have a command grab as well. So you're able to teleport forward, go into the command grab. You're able to, do those kinds of things. And when you do get that command grab, when Nago does get the bite, all the blood on the meter does go down. Huge deal.
And again, we talked about the guts. Every character has a natural starting guts. Oh, is this gonna finish it off? No, he tried to bait out the burst. What is happening? Oh. We
Yeah, went
talked
for the
about,
air grab.
yeah, we talked about the guts. The reason why I bring this up is because Nago has very good default guts. And then when his life goes low, he has one of the highest guts values. And so he basically is one of the characters that is the hardest to kill once his life goes all the way down. He takes such little damage,
Yeah,
even for
character
a
that can
character
really
like
thrive
Soul.
off. Yeah, characters that can really like thrive off trades, right? Like very similar to Potemkin. Look at this damage here. And yeah, I mean, like you said, the guts really coming through there. Not that even that wall break not doing too much.
Yeah, every other character would have died in that combo.
Yeah.
Oh,
We
I
saw the Eno
love
did
the
them. They were
BRC
getting
to
blown
escape.
up.
Look at this RC usage. That's not a combo possible unless they've been caught by the BRC. Nicely done.
Ooh, the
Oh, that wasn't even a
5D.
throw.
Yeah, that was really. And
Let,
I think that was the second time we saw Hotashi go for that 5D mix-up, and I think it can be a little obscure, especially coming out of the teleport, right? Like, you don't you see Nago literally disappear, and then all of a sudden like charge, and then like just the quick 5D just for that overhead, right?
uh, and again, it's just, I mean, those matches are all really close. I mean, I hate to use that phrase that it was a close 3-0. It's
It's a
like
close
one of those,
3-0.
yeah. I mean, all the matches are really close, but again, just showing you the level of play that Hotashi has, being one of the strongest players in the United States right now, able to clutch out every single one of those games every single time.
Yeah, and we're gonna kick it over to the analyst desk just to get their insight here.
Hotashi with a real nice 3-0 there over Eli the Curry. The Nago looking really good, and Eli trying to bring it back there in game number 3, but wasn't quite able to do so. So the Nago looking real nice there from Hotashi, and now we'll move on. And now this sets up an interesting little possible future matchup here, because obviously we got, a Nago main in Series E, and that's Idiosyncrasy on the same side of the bracket as Hotashi. Now, we'll still need a little bit of work. A couple of matchups need to go the right way, but we could possibly have a Nago mirror between Hotashi and Idiosyncrasy here in the winner's bracket later on in the night. And that would certainly be a very interesting, very fun matchup to see. But at the very least, Hotashi taking care of business here. James is right. I think that certainly was, a close 3-0, closer than that scoreline would determine. And I know that is thrown around all the time, but I think that matchup certainly earned it. I think that Eli looked, honestly, really solid, and sadly just not quite enough to be able to get a game there, but we'll see what Eli can do in the lower side of the bracket. Not done yet. Of course, it is double elimination, so Eli still alive and will still be kicking down on that lower side of the bracket, so we'll have to see what they can do as the day continues. But Hotashi moves on, and I believe we may have another matchup ready to go. As I mentioned earlier, 16 players, double elim, tons of action all throughout the night, and we've had some crazy stuff going on. I mean, Punk is already out of the bracket. Punk went 0-2 from the first seed. Stealthy moving on thanks to that, and Don able to take down Punk in a full 5-game run there in the losers bracket. So all bets are off for the rest of the night, folks. I think it's going to be a banger. We got a ton of awesome players here and more action to come. I'm going to throw it back over to James and Charles to get you ready for our next matchup.
What?
Yeah.
Did I just hear that right?
Yeah.
Punk is
I
out of
I
the
can't.
tournament.
Yeah, I'm looking at the record right now, and those numbers don't lie. It was 3-2 in Don's favor, able to take it over Punk. But whoa, okay, it looks like we're
Goodness.
getting right in. Oh, whoa, hold
Oh, no, not quite, not quite. Okay. But I do want to mention that, on the winner side of the bracket, like I said, you can check out the brackets yourself. It's on Challenge there. I believe we have the link. Someone can put the link into the chat real quick. But one of the winner side matchups, Supernoon and Jonathan Tene, was actually played already, with Supernoon, I believe, being victorious over here, and is going to be moving on to fight up against Hotashi. I'm not sure, or it was Jonathan Tene, was maybe something happened and he wasn't able to play or something like that, because his match in the losers bracket with Eli is already played as Eli winning that, and of course we just saw Eli literally playing, so I don't think they could have finished that match right away. So unfortunately, I think
Guilty Gear's a
Jonathan
pretty
just
fast
wasn't.
game. You never know.
Okay, it's true.
Maybe it was like a bunch of perfects. I mean, how many perfects is that? Just need 6 perfects in a row? How
Yeah,
fast can
that's
6
true.
perfects happen? What's the time on
Especially
that?
with Soul, pretty fast. Yeah. But I mean, look, maybe that is exactly what happened. So, but shout outs to, again, the E Series sponsored players here. So, Don, as we mentioned, defeated Punk, but also we saw Solstice, sponsored by Excedrin, go to the losers bracket, and he was able to defeat Alethea 3-1. So Solstice has moved on. So Solstice and Razor both continuing forward in the brackets. But next coming up will be Nerf Shine going up against IQ Mira. And Mira and Eli, the two of them together, some of the best content out there in the FGC. They do a lot with their streams to teach people how to play fighting games. A very, very beginner friendly, welcoming stream. So definitely, if you have a chance to check them out. But two very, very strong players that had roots, I believe, in the Midwest, both of them, but now both of them here in the West Coast, in the Los Angeles area.
Yeah, and it's so
And
important in the terms of the world of content, right? For the FGC, I think the FGC has grown a ton in the last couple of years, or even like the last like 5 years or so, in terms of content. And content is so important. That's why even like organizations like Panda, shout outs to Panda and Punk, but it's so important for it. for content helps the scene grow a lot, especially like you said, that
Oh yeah.
entry level content, right? Where it's very
Hmm.
digestible, and because that I feel like for a lot of players that very first step into the FGC can sometimes be the hardest to intake in terms of like information, right? There's so much things going on in fighting games in general.
Yeah, absolutely. And so shout outs to all the people who are doing that. I mean, a lot of these players that we see here, Punk is streaming regularly, Diaphone is streaming regularly. I know Hotashi's streaming Guilty Gear all the time. So definitely, if you can follow a lot of these players here, especially, they're using some of the characters that you want to learn. So you can actually learn along, they can definitely help you with that. Mira going up against Shine. This is not to be confused with Shine NYC, who is an excellent, previous Ibuki player, Cody player, some Lucia play in Street Fighter V. This is the Potemkin playing Shine, who did get, I believe, top 8 at CEO this past weekend as well. I mean, how many of
Yeah.
these players have we talked about just making top 16 at CEO just a week ago?
Yeah, Shine getting fifth at CEO, very big deal.
There you go.
I mean, defeating a lot of talented players as well. I mean, just to get into top 8, had to defeat Lord Knight. So obviously a huge name within the FGC community. So and Lord Knight known as the best Melia player in the world. So obviously very hard tournament.
Yeah. I mean, as a Milia player, though, you're probably like, Potemkin, get grabbed by one
Yeah,
pot
true.
buster, lose half your life.
Yeah, it's not fun. And
Yeah.
what do you call that? I was actually just talking to OK today. We're both on the same team, so we were just at the content shoot, and he was talking to me about that matchup. And he was just like, yeah, he's definitely like on the boat of trying to find a character, and it's hard because I feel like Guilty Gear, it's a game where you can solo main, but when you do solo main, there are going to be like just matchups that are going to be
Yeah.
rough in general. I don't think there's
Mhm,
any one character you can pick and be like, yeah, I have all even matchups, right? Like
mhm,
usually, if
mhm.
that's the case, you're playing a very broken character. Even if
Yeah.
all the matchups are even, like that's still of humongously like amazing quality to have in a fighting game.
Yeah. Yeah. But Potemkin, of course, strong character in this game. As a Potemkin player, I'm gonna say that I do think he's a very strong character. I mean, definitely not like broken or anything like that, but man, it's just if you're one of those players that's really good at reading your opponents and can predict what they're gonna do. The best thing about Potemkin is that it takes very few reads. We talked about those characters that can kill you in 2 combos and such. And Potemkin is just one of those characters that he just puts you into these situations where you're forced to guess, especially after blocking Garuda. You're going to see that move
Garuda.
so much where he just, shoots the fire from his arm and it causes a guard break situation where you can't YRC, you can't burst, you're just stuck and you have to guess. You can block so he can throw in meaty moves, but you got to block. And so now you're just scared of him going with low attacks, but then he command grabs you with the Potemkin Buster that's going to do like 40% of your life. And so you try to hold up to jump away from it. And now he hits you with the low. And now he just loops it into another Garuda and that you have to block. And it is a terrifying situation. So Potemkin, again, grappler archetype, big body, hard to get in on people. But once he does, it is probably one of the scariest situations in Strive.
Yeah, and Shine, definitely a player that abuses that. Garuda on block, like you said. I mean, probably the strongest guard crush move in the game. I want to say, like, if not very high up there. It's a very
Yeah.
messed up scenario. You do not want to, and then, like you said, you can still block, and it's kind of your only choice. But man, it just sucks after you get guard break from Garuda. You essentially just have these handful of options, and if you guess wrong, you lose half your health. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
And
again,
especially if they have the RC as well, they could like RC after the pot throw and just keep the combo going into a wall. It gets disgusting.
yeah, like I said, I'm a Potemkin player, and you know how people like to downplay their own characters. Garuda is one of the top 3 special moves in the game. It just is.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's so good. Like any character would want that special move in their arsenal. Here we go. Oh no, actually just baits out the DP instead. Look at the damage. Oh, just like that.
Yeah.
One command throw. Say goodbye to about 40% of your health, and now you're dead.
The
Thank you,
PRC.
Shine, for demonstrating.
crazy because we didn't even see that much Garuda. Okay, here it is.
There's the
guard
Garuda
break
right there.
Yeah. Right
And
on.
like I said, you're in that mix-up, and there you go, 40% of your life down like that. But Miro waking up, she's just gonna throw out the standing slash just like that, no fear at all.
And the fact that
But here we go. We talked about this damage. Is he
break?
dead? The wall break? It's a guaranteed wall break. Yep. There it goes, and Shine is gonna take the first game, and I love that he is sponsored by Nerf, because you just know that seeing all these things, you're gonna the quote, the phrase "Nerf Potemkin"
Yes.
is gonna mean something very different in the chat right now.
So much opportunity for so many memes. I love it. I love it.
Oh man. I mean, like, I know Nerf is sponsoring this. I wonder how much they know about how much we use that term in the FGC, right? When it comes
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
you know, toning a character down, nerfing them is how we usually describe it, but a very, very common term here in the fighting game community and in gaming in general now. Oh no. Actually tried to bait the burst out there. Mira gets in there. She gets the throw into the corner, but the back Mega Fist in the corner. One of the best defensive options that Potemkin has.
Yeah, that Mega Fist commanding so much space on the jump there. Here's the Garuda. And look at that, even on the FD.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's again using that PRC kind of as the preview. You can see that he could see that Mira was in the middle of something, but guess what?
Wow.
Soul is a grappler too. He's got command throws that will do a ton of damage as well. Gets the wild throw to take that round.
I didn't expect Shine to die to that. Wow, that wild throw is crazy.
Yeah, that wild throw does mad damage.
Goodness, and Shine was still able to convert off of that with the PRC. Potemkin, I mean, especially like the way Shine likes to play, using... Wow, that hit.
Dang, that was a perfect. Dude, perfects in this game sometimes can last quite some time.
Yeah. Okay, yep, and Soul even having a guard code move for himself.
Yeah, that Fafnir is basically... We talked about Garuda being the best guard break move. Fafnir might be the second best,
Yeah.
to be honest. Nice, goes for the low. There's that guard break again. Gets up for the regular throw. Keeps the pressure going. Trying to work on his own her own perfect. But here comes Shine. Shine has this opportunity now.
Okay,
Oh,
there's
what
burst.
a beautiful first timing.
Yeah. It's like, and those bursts, especially on reaction, you pretty much can guarantee that you get your space, right? It's like less of a gamble there.
Oh no, counter hit, that's dead. That's dead. That is...
Probably the last character in the game you want to get counter hit by is Potemkin for sure.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing is, like, historically Guilty Gear has these moves that put you into a stagger state. When you're in the stagger state, you can shake out of it, and if you don't shake out fast enough, you can get comboed out of it. But a lot of times if you're good and fast and aware that you're about to get staggered, you can shake out and block. When Potemkin hits you with Garuda, you're in a stagger state. You can't even shake out of it. Like, you can go to training mode and set like the training dummy to fastest shakeout. Doesn't matter. He's gonna grab you anyway.
Oh man,
you're stuck in there forever.
They just throw it out there to make you feel like there's hope.
Right? False hope, man. Oh man. Here comes Mira now. She's got all this damage in the corner. Okay, doesn't get the wall break. I feel like there was an execution error there. Beautiful PRC to be able to keep the pressure going. Backdash away from the Kara Pop Buster.
Yeah, and the thing about Pop
That's
Buster, if you get that backdash, you're able to whiff punish, right? You know, the arms are out there for pot, so very great stuff.
Yeah, and again, you know, one of the trickiest things about Potemkin, he doesn't look like it, but he's actually one of the highest execution characters in this game, because you have to learn how to, you know, Kara Pop Buster like that. That's a Kara Pop Buster right there. You got to learn to Kara all these moves. I don't know if Shine meant to do the side switch. He might have Roman canceled a little too early. That was a change in Potemkin in the most recent patch. The trade is going to give Shine that win. So now Shine 1 round away from trying to go 3-0 over Mira.
Okay, Mira getting the opening here. Yep, gonna burn like just the burst off the table immediately for Shine here. Mira getting the corner situation. The backdash on the grab. This is big damage. The red RC being used here. We're gonna get the wall break as well. And still burst available on Mira.
Oh, no, it's back thrown. Here we go, corner. Oh, you got hit. Nah, get burst. Get out of there. Because you were about to eat a ton of damage off of that pot buster trade. That's a good trade for Mira because Mira's just 1-2 hits away now. Oh no. Oh boy. Look at all this meter that Shine has.
Oh, try to get the jump. Okay, that opening.
Nice.
The 3-frame button, the pro tag button, coming through.
You know, it was I still like 3 frames. Having a 3-frame button in Guilty Gear is amazing. It's like super fast, and his soul standing kick has always been 3 frames on that first hit. And I remember in an Exer they finally nerfed it to 5 frames, and the outrage from Soul players was, "You can't do that!" All right, fine, it's back to 3 frames in this game.
Right. And
okay.
then Exer did it back to 3. See, all you gotta do is complain. Just go, and then maybe in the next game, you know. I think Chip being the only other frame 3 button there. But yeah, very huge privilege to have in this game. Mira obviously using the full advantage of that. But here we are, Mira getting on the board here, burst immediately being used, getting the pot away.
Trying to catch the backdash when it landed. Unfortunately, it was an airborne hit, but Mira still able to get the pressure. Tries to go for the throw. OS drops the follow-up. Doesn't matter. Still managed to get the wall break and has a significant life lead. But if there's any character that's going to drain a life lead real fast, it's going to be Potemkin. Not going to happen this time. So Mira seeming to make all the adjustments here. Let's see if she can complete this reverse 3-0 comeback. She's on the way. She's on the way so far.
Yeah, Mira doing a really great job. Oh, the backdash on the reversal grab. And I like how Mira played that, making that reversal grab look so juicy. You got to make the option look juicy, you know?
Yeah, Soul gets so much. I mean, that far slash, the far standing slash has been a button that people have been talking about since this game came out. Nice. There was a Kara back Mega Fist in there. Again, a very difficult thing to execute in the middle of the combo, but that's going to be enough to kill. Oh boy!
Where did the life bar go? The life bar just got completely obliterated, and the wall break was just enough, but you come rolling up to me and get the Garuda throw there. Or not the Garuda, but yeah, fan throw there from Pot.
Okay, too far away for that heavy slash to hit. Nice anti-air neutral punch. Being able to get the juggle off of that, forcing the burst out of Mira. Mira. Oh,
those players. The blue RC to trade back. That was great meter management coming out from Mira. On with the pressure here, but the anti-air.
Oh no, that's gonna get the jump in, and that was a counter hit. I feel like Mira recovered in time, and maybe she tried to anti-air with the 3-frame 5K or something, because he whiffed a button there. Oh, was it a fireball that she whiffed? I can't remember now, but if it was just a normal move, that shouldn't have been a counter hit if it was a punish. So I feel like Mira did hit a button which caused Soul to get counter hit and gave Shine that win. But Shine is going to advance on in the brackets. Taking it 3-1
doing an amazing
over
job
Mira.
though. Yeah, Amira was doing an amazing job just adapting throughout that set. I mean, Shine obviously started off that 2-0, and then Mira was able to get on the board there. So really close. And even that, game 4 was really close as well. But Shine was able to close it out. That one round that Shine got, that like 60% combo, was absolutely bonkers. I definitely, that was Mira's round to lose for sure.
Yeah. And again, if you guys aren't aware, I talk about this Kara pot buster and stuff. Basically, Potemkin has a move which is forward and kick, where he's, kind of slides forward with the shoulder. If you cancel the first few frames of that into your special moves, it changes like a bunch of special move properties. But it's like a 2-frame window that you have to get good at, especially doing it in the middle of combos. That 60% combo or whatever that Shine did have a Kara back Mega Fist in there. And so there's a lot of like tricky stuff with Potemkin here. And of course, I'm going to defend Potemkin as a Potemkin player, but let's see what our analyst desk has to say about Potemkin. Less biased there.
James, I don't know that I can dig too deep into Potemkin, but I can talk about Shine. And it's the fact that it may sound cliche, but Shine is never out of a round or out of a game until that health bar is 0. You can get him down to 1% health, and he is not done because he's going to suddenly make you think, oh no, he's turning this round, he's turning this game around on me. Honestly, so many different rounds in those 4 games where it seemed like, oh, damn, Pot's going to go down here, Shine's going to drop around, and all of a sudden he's taking, like you guys are talking about, that 60% combo, all of a sudden making things incredibly interesting in these matchups. And we even got we got a bunch of them today. We even saw Razo earlier with 3 in a row. So these players coming out today, delivering in these matchups so far. Congratulations to Shine. We'll move on to winners round 2 and sets up a possible interesting matchup there in round 2 because our next matchup will be Idiosyncrasy and Days. And so if we get Idiosyncrasy and Shine here in the first week of Series E, I think that'll be an incredible matchup early on in this bracket. I'm certainly looking forward to it. But congrats to Shine. Looking forward to more pot plays from my man as the bracket continues. But our next matchup is ready, so let's see what James and Charles are thinking about Idiosyncrasy and Days.
All right. Well, we did get confirmation that Jonathan Tene did indeed DQ out of the bracket. So no 6 perfects in a row with the speed run time there. So unfortunately, I definitely wanted to see the Zato. I think Zato's a really fun character to watch, especially after watching Kumite. It was really cool to see just like Zato get played at that level, and it just feels like there's so many like calculated plays you have to make with that character.
Yeah, and yeah, it's sad to see that. And of course, is one of the 6 sponsored players, of course, sponsored by Vizio here for the E Series. But we're going to move on to one of the other sponsored players, which was Idiosyncrasy, who I talked about a little bit earlier, also a Nago player, and was able to defeat Hotashi in the mirror match at CEO. And after he won, had the amazing pop off that I don't know if you saw, like Hotashi had to like sneak away because he was shaking the chairs and everything like that. But Idiosyncrasy sponsored by Splash here, so another one of our players here for that, going to be going up against Days. And so it's interesting here because if Hotashi can defeat Supernoon and Idiosyncrasy, let's say he does defeat Days, and let's say he defeats Shine, there could be a collision course of Hotashi versus Idiosyncrasy again for a CEO run back, which I think would be pretty amazing if we get a chance to see that.
Yeah, and the Nago mirror, just because the way like just blood works in general, it's a huge battle of blood management. So always interesting to see that mirror as well. And like always seeing the runbacks is always sick. I definitely, looking at the bracket, I wanted to see Punk versus Hotashi just because they did a couple money matches at CEO and it went in Punk's favor. So that would have been fun to watch too. But unfortunately, Punk already out of the bracket just shows how stacked this tournament is for Series E. Again, shout outs to all the sponsors that are sponsoring Series E, and especially Intel, because this is Intel week. And even the next match, I'm super excited for.
Yeah, for sure. So hopefully we'll be able to get to that one starting pretty soon. That is going to be Idiosyncrasy, as we mentioned, going up against Days. But thank you guys at home for watching this E-Series here, Esports Arena. First week for Guilty Gear Strive. Really excited here. But as you can see, we are going to have Days with the Giovanna. And Giovanna, a character... It's another rushdown character, another one of those characters who just wants to stay with the pressure. Doesn't quite have the same kind of mix-up capabilities as Milia, for example, but the pressure, she has so many ways to remain positive, plus on block, which means she can just kind of keep attacking you, that you have to be so careful at trying to find your chances to stop her offense, to check her offense. But if you never let her get started, then you know what? Idiosyncrasy already draining about 95% of that life, and the 6P right there with the upper body invul gonna stop Daze's offense right there.
Yeah, and this character definitely having one of the better 6Ps. Any 6P that you kind of like lunge forward is going to be fantastic. Invulnerability plus movement combined is always a treat. And Giovanna, definitely, like you said, just one of those strike throw characters, can always kind of put herself in a position where you are positive, especially that close slash, but also having one of the better dashes in the game. You know, especially on that grounded dash, she always got those rollerblades equipped.
Yeah. And they also, it made it even stronger in the most recent patch. Before, she had to commit to the dash a little bit before she can do anything, but now she can just basically dash and attack right away. But I don't think Idiosyncrasy cares, to be honest with you, because Idiosyncrasy just taking that first game so quickly. And it's going to have to see what Daze can do in the next game to try to counter that right now.
Yeah, getting in on Nago can be quite the task. I mean, obviously the 2S, very strong, of one of the better like grounded pokes in the game, and of course that 2H, you know, a pretty committal move, but it commands a lot of space in terms of just like that aerial space.
Dang, starting with the DP move right there from Nago. But here we go. Here's the pressure now. Oh, but again that 6P. And you mentioned it, Nago 6P, one of the best in the game. It just reaches forever, and it just combos into everything, and it just has so much range.
My goodness, the Red RC, is it going to be enough with the wall break? I'm sure it will, and wow, Idiosyncrasy just commanding that. And it just feels like every time Daze wants to come in, the 6P is just there.
Yeah, and that's why you see right there Daze going with the crouching slash instead to make sure that there it was again. And he's just throwing it out there because he knows that as long as he keeps doing that until Daze really comes up with something to be able to counter it, it's just going to keep Daze in a position where he's always second guessing the offense. But yeah, I'm not going to burst here, just going to accept the defeat in this round and save the burst for the third round here.
Yeah, they should have burst available as well. Gio has also a really great sweep, but you know, it just sucks because Idiosyncrasy has that 2S as well, so probably not. You definitely don't want to contest Nago at that range. Okay, pressure up here. Look at this, Daze turned it up.
Yeah, and see that move right there, that little drill attack where she charges forward, that is one of those moves that is plus on block. So after you defend against that move, it has a lot of startup, so you can 6P it as we saw Idiosyncrasy do in the previous game. But if you block it and let her get away with it, she gets to maintain that pressure, and she gets to start again right next to you. Burst on beef on blocking right there. Just didn't want to get into the corner, but you're back here again.
Oh my goodness. The charge Dusk, and that should be it. Yeah. Wow. Great pressure coming out from Idiosyncrasy there. And that, I mean, I think that's the first like charge 5D we saw today.
Yeah. And again, you know, if you get hit by that and you don't have a burst, you know, those dust combos have existed since the beginning. They've never done this much damage. In any Guilty Gear game, those dust combos hurt so badly in this game, and so as soon as he got hit by it, I was like, yeah, I think that might be it. And Idiosyncrasy is up 2-0 now.
Yeah, that's usually about like 40% of your health. Like that's like a pretty general like mark for the charge dust. Just a bunch of damage, and oh, Beyblading right in there, trying to go for the grab. The burst immediately coming out. Gio with full stick of butter here.
Yeah, gonna spend one of them to BRC to safety, but again, Idiosyncrasy basically, I mean, he just has the trigger finger on 6P right now. So that's one of the hardest things. If he's challenging you at neutral with 6P, that means that move is on his mind. So even if you try to sneak in the air dash, you know, to come from a different approach, Idiosyncrasy's mind is already on the 6P. He's going to anti-air you pretty quickly with that button. There's going to have to be a different kind of approach. And, you know, like you said, maybe try to go for the sweep that Giovanna has a little bit more to try to counter hit that and discourage Idiosyncrasy from using. Oh, no.
I see the foot out. That means you're taking a bunch of damage. Quite a bit here.
This is, again, this is match point here for Idiosyncrasy. Just needs to do a tiny bit more damage, but here comes Daze. Let's see if he can get some of this aggression going.
Okay, Beyblading
You
in.
saw the really tentative offense from Daze for just there. But here we go. Yeah, trying to. Okay, I love that. Was so nice. That little RC in the middle of that sequence into the fast cancel, catching Idiosyncrasy low so that he was able to finish that round off.
Okay, ooh, the clone into the both whiffing the grab there. Okay, great meaty with the close slash.
Yeah, one of the things about that Blood Rage meter is if he's at level, if he has 2 full bars and then any fraction of that third bar, his standing heavy punch, Nago's standing heavy punch reaches so far and it becomes such a terrifying button. And that button right there is one of the best neutrals in the game.
Cashing out though. Big damage with the wall break. Positive. Bonus coming in for Daze.
A lot of damage.
The PRC to make it safe. Nice.
Oh, gets the TP. He should be able to convert off of that. Yeah, if that move right there, that little somersault kick hits counter hit, that is one of those party starters for Giovanna. She hits you with a counter hit somersault, that cartwheel move, and she can just take you to the corner and do a ton of damage.
Yeah, pretty much just juggle you all the way to the corner, escorts you there real quick, gets you ready for either just a corner pressure scenario, and any character that just has, you know, great, you know, buttons that are plus on block, gonna obviously love that corner pressure because being plus on block in the corner means they're not really going anywhere and you can just party time.
Oof.
Goodness,
Frame trap
already
got
a
him.
wall break?
Yeah, Idiosyncrasy is going to be set up for a perfect here. Just needs to drain a little bit left, about 15% life. The Gold Burst, however, from Daze is going to give him a ton of meter to work with, but the Beyblade reads the super, jumps over it. I like the PRC, and instead of going for the air throw, instead just goes for the hit. And that was the right choice. Oh, what?
Oh, gee, no. Wow, gonna get the pickup on the far slash, looked like.
Dude, that situation right there, Daze had pressure, and Idiosyncrasy goes with the sweep from Nago, which is a slower move, and to use that as a check meant he 100% read Daze going to backdash in that situation.
Yeah, that too is such a strong move, and like you said, even just because it's slower, you can get those like backdashes, right? Just with those staggered options or those slower options.
Nice, 6P again, the anti-air, the instant air dash. Here we go to the regular throw. RC just to get out of the corner there. Get an opportunity to maybe get something going. Here we go. Opportunity now for Daze to stay alive. He has to win 2 rounds this game in order to keep going, but there we go. Baits the burst with the command dash out and back in. Idiosyncrasy with the reads and is gonna take it 3-1.
Yeah, great stuff right there. And again, just utilizing that mobility, right? When your blood gauge isn't that high, you have the freedom to do the Beyblades, to do the teleports, and that's where all the strike throw really comes in for Nago. And right there, even kind of being like masking your intentions with your mobility as well, thinking that you're going to follow up and then using that to bait the burst, really get great stuff from Idiosyncrasy.
So that means Idiosyncrasy does move on. We'll be fighting against Shine. As we mentioned, again, you can follow along the brackets at home. But in round 2 of the winner side, we do have Stealthy going up against Diaphone, Adventure going up against Razzo, Hotashi going up against Supernoon, and Shine versus Idiosyncrasy. And let's throw it back to the analyst desk, and let's see what thoughts we have there.
Thanks, James. Great matchup there from Idiosyncrasy, coming out strong to start off that matchup. And, you know, we got to see Days come back a little bit there. Takes game 3, forces the game 4 there, but well played from Idiosyncrasy to close it out. Not allow us to go to game 5 that time around. And Idiosyncrasy moves on in the bracket. Going to be matched up with Shine. That should be a really fun matchup. And the first time we'll have an opportunity to see 2 of our partner players match up in the Series E bracket here in Series E Guilty Gear Strive Season 1. That one is definitely a fun one to look forward to. But you just heard James highlighting it there. Ton of awesome matchups there in Winners Round 2. Obviously, next one up will be Stealthy and Diaphone. That one should be really interesting. We talked about it already a few times on the show. James and Charles talked about it as well. Diaphone has been looking really strong lately, coming off of good showings at Kumite and CEO this past weekend. Good start to the show here with a win in round 1, and now going up against Stealthy should be a very fun one. Tons of great matchups there. Obviously, Razzo, Shine, and Idiosyncrasy of the partner players are the ones that have moved on the winner side of the bracket, but Solstice and Dawn still alive in the losers bracket, obviously waiting for the results of this next round, so we'll see how things shake up. But if you want that bracket, make sure to use exclamation point bracket in Twitch chat right now. You can follow along with us. Now, we are going to go to a quick break, but we'll be back in just a few. Tons more Guilty Gear action ahead of us. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Razzo.
Started with the super reversal style to the 9. Eagle Razzo, turn up my volume. Turn up my volume. There you go. Get the
I play Guilty Gear Strive for Team Intel.
slash into the super. Razzo.
And you're watching Intel Week.
Dunks. Gah! I dare you to do something, because I'm going to get the carry and that'll do it. Razzo gonna see
It's fruit, refreshingly sweet, but without sugar, 0 calorie treat. They're all our top fresh flavored smash.
it's fruit freshin'.
Now, even the biggest headaches are toast.
Excedrin keeps your head in the game. Or no more throbbing noggins.
Excedrin, game over for headaches.
welcome back. We are here, Series E for Esports Arena. We got some more Guilty Gear action coming up, but before we get into that, we've got to give a huge shout outs to Intel, of course, one of the 6 huge sponsors for this tournament, for this series, honestly, and this week is the Intel week. If you guys do want to check out some of the best Intel products, you guys can go to walmart.com/esports arena to check out what you can get. And it looks like we got a guest here.
Yeah, the other cat here wants to get some camera time here. It's Nathan here. Shout outs to Nathan. And he's definitely wants to go and see if he can get himself some Intel products as well. So oh man. But here we go. It is the next match that we have here. Stealthy going up against Diaphone. We saw these two players, of course, take their first games earlier, so we're continuing along in the winner's bracket. Stealthy with the Axel defeating Punk, and Diaphone defeating Dawn in the Eno mirror match, but just barely. Remember, Diaphone and Dawn went to the final game, final round.
Yeah. Diaphone preventing the triangle, the destined triangle. Diaphone claiming best Eno ever to do it ever in the duo for sure.
Well, so far, I mean, I haven't seen him lose the Eno mirror match yet. Wow, wake up with the crouching kick, just low profile, and here we go to the corner. And again, we talked about how much, you know, Eno's pressure in the corner is just so oppressive, and how much Axel can have trouble against rushdown. So Axels definitely do not like fighting against Enos once she gets in like that.
Yeah. And one thing I will say though, one of the fundamental things against zoners in general is dash blocking, and Eno, not a very unique character in a sense where the dash is a hover dash, so not really having access to that dash block, but you kind of, it's like a give and take, right? Because then you get those instant overheads for those corner pressure scenarios, and as we see, you can kind of dash forward and FD to stop your dash as well. Is going to be kind of Eno's like dash block.
Yeah. Here we go. The pressure in the corner should be able to take the game here. And Diaphone going up 1-0 against Stealthy. Again, remember, Stealthy 3-0'd Punk, who is first seed in this tournament, who's out already. And Stealthy was able to win 3-0. And now here comes Diaphone with the 1-0 right now. So winning more games against Stealthy than Punk already. But again, not a matchup that a lot of Axel players like to deal with, especially with how oppressive Eno's offense can be.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, Axel is such a weird character, right? Because Axel has a pretty solid matchup spread against a lot of the top tiers in this game, but then will lose to other characters that just have that mobility, right? Or just have that absurd corner pressure like Eno, or even like characters like Milia, right? Any high mobility character that can really put Axel in those situations that he doesn't want to be in, because he is a character that's kind of like Jacko in a sense where you're really relying on base game mechanics for your offense.
Right. Here we go already. Immediately Diaphone getting the corner position. Okay, so Stealthy fights his way out on one time now with the 5K, and here we go. Manages to sneak out of the corner, but we've seen how fast Eno can corner carry you right back in there. Whoa! Just an empty dash and then a delayed throw. And there we've seen it, we saw it before. They stroked the big tree getting right under the burst, and it happened again right there. So Diaphone able to punish that burst and go up one round.
Yeah, that slight delay and stroke the big tree is going to be such a great special move to use here in this matchup, just to kind of close that distance like we're seeing here. You kind of just low profile a lot of these moves. The only thing you've got to really worry about is that Renson and some of these lower hitboxes that Axel can throw out, but just such a great way to mix the opponent.
You saw right there, Stealthy tried to change it up, go a little aggressive with Axel, but Diaphone countering that right away. Now Diaphone back out, gonna have to try to find his way in. You can see already a good start of keeping out, but here we go. Diaphone using the RC to turn an unsafe move into a free get in, but nice. Oh no, was he trying to bait a burst? I'm not sure, but doesn't matter. Stealthy is able to take that round anyway.
Yeah, that PRC was the MVP of that round, but just like that, Diaphone getting right to business in the corner, and this should be a wall break here. I'm going to go ahead and cash in on that. That positive bonus and the 50 tension is already available here.
I'm not sure what if that PRC was supposed to extend the combo, and I think he accidentally did the PRC too early before his move hit. Doesn't matter. Gets the perfect, and Diaphone goes up 2-0 over Stealthy in an emphatic fashion.
Yeah, and that's what happens when you get in on Axel. It's hard, and I mean Axel does have the wake up super, but that's kind of it in terms of like what is available. And if you don't have that 50 tension, you just kind of have to hold it. And it's interesting because you do have the super, but I feel like Axels are just usually not in the position to use it because they're using so much meter on FD, right? You're just trying to push them away from you, right? And it's so hard to set up that situation if you're burning all your meter on FD.
Yeah. And you talked about how FD is such a useful tool for him, but even with all that pushback, remember Eno's hover dash. I mean, if she just hover dash, hover dash, doesn't matter how much pushback you have on that faultless defense, she's gonna stay right in there, especially with how fast her hover dash is. Like I said, when the game first came out, it was a little bit slower, didn't go quite as far as quickly, but that August patch just turned her into an absolute terror.
Yeah, we're seeing so many Eno players kind of just rise up in the rankings, right? And just we're seeing a lot more Enos in, making an entrance into these top 8s of these tournaments, and it's a really big deal. That August patch was huge, and even just having the mobility of like you have the hover dash in the air and you have stroke the tree on the ground, right? So it's like Eno has these like mid-range gap closers that's so great to use with Axel.
And there we saw right there, Stealthy unfortunately is going to go down to a missed input, missed the second, Tiger Knee Axel Bomber, caused him to whiff a jump H, and that was all Diaphone needed to turn that pressure around. And that is a really unfortunate situation for Stealthy because he is now at 1 round away, and you see Diaphone right there with the reset. No wall splat. This will probably kill.
Oh my. Yeah, we talked about these perfects. We talked about guts. I'm pretty sure Axel was a character with not so much guts, and my goodness, that health bar got deleted from that super, and that was. Man, that reset was really tricky because you even saw a couple of the I believe it's like the 6H coming out right in the air, and like maybe the move didn't come out. I don't know, not too sure. Maybe just eating up the frames there, but nonetheless, what a reset.
Yeah, and the nice thing about that super is a command throw, right? So if it lands, it's most likely the start. No damage scaling from combos. It already does a ton of damage, and against Axel, I mean, Axel players get grabbed by that, and I swear that they probably just like are looking at their controller, and as soon as they get grabbed, it's probably just like,
yeah,
just
get
up and
ready for
walk
the
away.
handshake, like
Yeah,
it's rough.
oh
It's rough.
man.
And yeah, that is
So
gonna
there
like
it is.
instant wall break too. So even
Yeah,
on
and then
top of that, the
Diaphone.
super damage, the wall break damage, it all is just so much.
And just like that, Diaphone on to round 3. Again, we've been highlighting this, second place at Red Bull Kumite, 7th place at CEO, and trying to back that up here with, perhaps a win here at the inaugural E Series for Guilty Gear. He's right there, but he's going to have to go up against either Adventure or Razzo in the next round. That will be the next matchup that we will see here on stream.
Yeah, but until then, we're going to kick it to the analyst desk to see what they got to say about that last match.
Thanks, Charles. Something tells me we're going to be talking about Diaphone a lot tonight. We've already highlighted multiple times the run that Diaphone is on right now, looking incredibly strong. And Diaphone came into that round 2 matchup and said, I'm going to try and speed run this one, takes the 3-0. And that's one where, we've talked a couple of times tonight about, hey, that was, not necessarily a pure 3-0. It was a lot closer than the scoreline would show. But I would say that 3-0 looked a lot like a just standard 3-0. Great control from Diaphone the entire time. Really carried all the momentum from the first round of the matchup and was so aggressive, and then put a nice little bow on that best of 5 with a perfect to close out the final round. So Diaphone looking really good. Now moves up into the winner's bracket semifinals, so guaranteed top 8 there for Diaphone after those 2 victories. So well played there, and now we'll have to see how things go and what that matchup is going to be in the next round for Diaphone. But looking really strong here, dominant performance there over Stealthy, and Stealthy now, obviously feeling good about that win over Punk in the first round, but that's going to be a bit of a kick in the teeth there. So Stealthy going to need to recover. I think some good things to build on through these first 2 matchups, and we'll have to see what Stealthy can do down in that lower bracket. I believe we'll be matched up with Dawn down there, if I remember the bracket correctly, and that should be a very interesting matchup. But our next one is ready to go, so I'm going to throw it back over to James Charles to keep the action going.
And so again, as I mentioned before we jumped over to the analyst desk over there, Adventure and Razzo coming up next. Adventure, of course, giving us some fun Jacko play, the first DLC character, and actually second DLC character. I can't even remember the order now. I can't keep track of time anymore. Yeah, okay.
There's so many DLC characters for so many different fighting games, and this game has rollback now, and this one's going back here, and we're re-releasing this one with rollback, and it also has a new character. But yeah, those Gold Lewis,
honestly,
Jacko. Who else?
Yeah, these past 2 years, who knows what timeline is anymore?
Yeah.
I can't even remember what's going. Every day is a blur for me. I swear. But yeah, Jacko, one of the most recent DLCs. And, like I said, not a character we see a lot. So, again, this is really going to come down to how much experience does Razzo have going up against Jacko, a character that we just don't see a lot.
Yeah, and almost kind of just like that zone control. You do have some options to come in, like right there, that sweep is probably one of Jacko's better moves. We see it a lot. Oh, and look at that bait. Wow, really great stuff here coming out from Adventure. And see if Razzo in the corner here. How are you going to deal with the minions? Of course, we got the DP.
Now here we go. Look at this, just carrying them all the way across the screen with the minions. Yeah, I tried to get in there, but like you said, that 2D, that sweep, that forward-moving sweep from Jacko, such a nice move to have, but Razzo finding his way through with the super.
But we got the reactions there, so that move can be very troublesome to deal with the left-right mix-up coming out from Leo, but if you can react with the grab there, and we see Adventure doing it, and of course we are on that great rollback, so you are going to have that privilege of the reaction there, and already doing a fantastic.
What is happening? Okay, finally Razzo gets out of there. Oh yeah, he's going to be able to jump. Oh wait, he was back turned, he can't jump!
Oh, that sucks. I wonder if that was, if that was the reason why they went for the super there. Incredible, like 5-head play right there.
I didn't even think of, because normally, when you're back turned, you can't block, you can only dash and everything. But he has the counter super that can, the counter that can counter even supers, except it's a throw, so there's nothing to counter. So yeah, I didn't even think about that. That is definitely not a good situation for Leo players to be caught back turned up against a Jacko with a full bar. And here we go. Oh, the Adventure is just going ham right now.
And it's those little things like you mentioned before, right? Do you know how to play against a Jacko? And that could be the experience not really coming in for Razzo, not having that matchup knowledge, right? There's not too many Jackos that can play at this level.
Yeah, it's always one of those tough situations, because obviously you want to get practice how to fight every character, but you need to find someone who can play these characters at these high levels. As you can see right there, you saw how Adventure was able to block that flash kick, Roman cancel, double punch in the air. That just shows that Razzo has fought plenty of Leos out there, right? So Leo is definitely a more common character. Uh-oh, here we go. Quick meter build time.
Yep.
Gonna be throwing out minions all over. Oh, and did he just do the deep? No, I'm sorry. The last one was the defense one. Now he's going for the meter one.
Oh, wow. This is sick minion play coming out from Adventure. Tossing them out, trying to get rid of them, but all the way from downtown. Adventure going to sink the last hit. And wow, this is on fire.
Yeah, he was doing such a good job of hitting the minions, though. What Adventure did was he threw out a minion in the middle, and when Razo tried to hit it, he jumped and tossed the minion, you know, a lob shot, basically a three-pointer from downtown, and was able to hit the mark. It's like a Steph Curry shot right there.
All right, okay, but Leo getting in, Razo getting the job done, evening things out here this game number 2 in terms of round, but the counter onto the sweep here is going to be big damage, carrying all the way to the corner. Another grab here, and the DP get off of it.
That's very important right there. Clear all the minions off the screen. Like you said, as soon as Jacko blocks or gets hit, she loses all the minions, and that's very important. Try to clear the screen out. But, okay, there we go. Burst will do it as well. On hit and on block as well, so...
Great bait on the sweep there with the punish, but Adventure had the burst to cover. Okay, sending up the minions a little defensively here, trying to use the minions to work the way out of the corner here. I like the setup from Adventure.
He has no health left. There's Chip is such a danger right now. I love him getting in there with a jump dust into Roman cancel. Here we go. Opportunity now for Razo. Can he make this pay off? No! The air fireball from Adventure is going to get him the 2-0 lead.
Yeah. And we see a lot of players, just in general in Guilty Gear, right, using that meter to get out of the corner in the air, right? Like when you jump over, you can either throw out a move, go for PRC, or just use the blue RC, right, just to get the slowdown, really try to almost guarantee the corner swap, right? I mean, not obviously, there is counterplay to it, but one of the safer ways to get out of the corner there.
But I mean, you saw that in the middle of that round right there. If you have trouble fighting, if you let Jacko get started going, I mean, there's no other way to describe her game plan except for annoying, man. It is so, like, you're just like, what am I supposed to do? You're just blocking these minions all day. And here we go, Razo with an opportunity. This is how Razo did win the round that he was able to win, is just by getting the pressure going. And back throw into the corner. What did I say about back throws into the corner? How that could just change the tide of things so quickly. Here we go. Time to face the annoyance. Oh boy.
Oh, okay, all 3 minions cleared out here. This is big, but we're just setting right. Okay, a huge opening here.
Yeah, the flash kick hit the minions. The flash kick hit the minions, so he wasn't able to hit Jacko. Just like that. One back throw. And that was it.
Yeah, probably, I mean, in terms of positioning, the biggest reversal you can get in Guilty Gear. Obviously, you can get like crazy reversals for damage with like counter hits and stuff, but man, when you get a back throw into the corner, that is so big, just because the corner is so punishing in this game. And here it is, another back throw here.
But the flash kick into the RC was going to give him the chance to escape. Wow, they both missed their throw.
Yeah, Guilty Gear, you have very quick throws on your, like, just frame data-wise, but the range not so great. Here's the super here. What?
What is happening?
How did that? Wait a minute. Okay.
Okay, look, if Razo is at home and he just cursed at his monitor, he has 100% justification for being super mad about that.
Yeah, because Razo looked like it looked like they were on the left side there. So that was very weird.
Oh man. Oh, fortunately he was able to take that round anyway. But Adventure is still the one at match point, and here comes the minions. Yeah, that crouching kick isn't gonna hit, and is gonna hit that minion. So yeah, he's just trying to stave off all these minions all day. Here we go. Opportunity side switch. No, he drops the 2H. He stopped a little too early. And here we go. The throw into the corner here. And minions, 4 days.
When they're all three of them are set up, like, oh my goodness, what do you do?
There's so much
Oh,
chip
man.
damage. Oh, man.
Jackal coming through
And
with
there
the
you have
squad.
it. Oh man, and there you
Yeah,
have it though. It is going to be Adventure moving on with that Jacko. So Adventure is going to be going up against Diaphone next. That is going to be a ridiculous match. Oh my
yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, who is going to
Mm.
stop Adventure and the squad from rolling all the way up to winners finals? It looks like Diaphone is the only one left, but we'll see what what do you got to say about all that Adventure play and all the minions play at the analyst desk?
I don't know that anybody has an answer for Adventure's Jacko right now. It's disgusting. Well played in that matchup. Adventure will move on, and you already heard James and Charles talking about it. That matchup with Diaphone is going to be really interesting. In winners semifinals, we're going to have to see if maybe Diaphone finally has the answer to that minion spam in the corner. We'll have to see. But one thing I do want to check out here, obviously the bracket continues. We've had some losers matchups happening off stream, but we've been able to record a lot of them. And one thing I wanted to go back to, we had a matchup between Daze and Mira that I want to jump to here. So we're going to bring it up on the TV behind me. We'll bring it up here full screen and go back. There we go. We're going full screen. And let's just watch Daze here, because Daze takes an incredibly clean round here on the Giovanna. Mira just backed into a corner here on Soul. And Daze just absolutely putting on a clinic here. Not any room to breathe here for Mira, and grabs the perfect round. And that all disappears almost instantaneously as Mira able to come back with an incredible response despite Daze looking really strong, not really giving, as I mentioned, Mira any room to breathe there. Nearly gets perfect back in return. So this is Mira moving on to the bracket. On the loser side, we do say goodbye and good night to Daze here in the bracket. But just an interesting little thing is how, we've talked about in multiple matchups here tonight as we get these roller coasters, and sometimes you'll see someone perfect around and then immediately turn around and just get bodied back themselves. So just very fun to watch all of these incredibly talented, highly skilled players going back and forth, and just the ebbs and flows of these different matchups and how things can just change within not only a single round, a single game, or a single matchup. So well played from both of them, and excited to see Mira moving on in the bracket. We still have plenty of more action to cover here. We're halfway through the winners quarterfinals, I should say, halfway through winners quarterfinals. 2 more to go. We've got our next matchup ready to go. So I'm going to hand it off to James and Charles to get you ready.
All right, so trucking along this bracket. Next up, we got Moist Hotashi versus Super Noon. So we're going to see the Nago versus the Ram here. And yeah, I mean, Ram, a character that was very, very relevant at the launch of the game, and still very, very relevant to the current metagame right now.
Yeah, she's still one of the strongest characters right now. Clearly one of the strongest characters. And, I mean, Super Noon, obviously just a fantastic player. Just kind of want to throw out a little plug out there too. There was a little mini documentary about Super Noon that was released recently, talking about his journey as a fighting game player. So it's out there. I can't remember which channel it is on YouTube, but I'm sure if you just go to YouTube and search for Super Noon and like mini documentary or something like that, you should be able to get your hands on that and check that out and see the kind of journey that he's had as a fighting game player. But he's going to be going up against Hotashi, and Hotashi is, like I said, amazing Guilty Gear player since Exert. And so for sure is going to be the veteran of the Guilty Gear series. So let's see how well Super Noon can do. Roommate number 3's PC.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I mean, Super Noon, also living in one of the strongest regions for fighting games as well, right? The tri-state area, obviously, Sonic Fox being up there as well. The Kill Sage, many great players, Lord Knight as well, all up there. So I mean, obviously the good net play is amazing, but when you're also able to just play in person with such strong players, you're going to level up really hard, really fast. So very experienced, but you know, both these players extremely experienced here, and you know, both these players have been playing these characters since launch. So really can't wait to see this.
Again, this is just a move on the winner's side of the bracket. This is our first time that we've seen Supernoon on stream because unfortunately Jonathan today had to drop out of the tournament. Obviously, you know, it's a tough situation. You know, stuff happens in life, so you know it happens. So hope everything's okay for Jonathan out there. But Supernoon here with a good start here versus Hotashi, gonna go for the super. And look at this. Just needs to get one last hit in there. Has enough meter for an RC already.
Yeah, Supernoon started this off gambling with the gold burst, but oh my goodness, look at the damage coming out from Hotashi. Going to end it off with the super. Still should be alive here, I hope. And man, Supernoon got all the positives, but already capped out on the tension.
Watch out for super in the RC though. That is definitely an option on deck for Supernoon. Oh,
the blue RC into the low. What a catch. And Supernoon had all that tension, but really could not find an opening to use it. And you saw how much Hotashi was respecting the super in RC, right?
Yeah, and again, he just caught Supernoon standing. Supernoon might have tried to jump away or something. And wow, without the meter, even the RC that, just swinging, just going for it. Uh-oh, bloodburst, but beautiful job by Hotashi to make sure that it was during a combo. So he's gonna at least stay alive, but as you can see in blood, his life just drained. He has no health left, can't take any chip, but baits out the burst, doesn't get the punish. Uh-oh.
Huge counter hit in the corner here, though. Oh, the blood pop. Oh my goodness, that's the second blood pop in a row, in one round. Wow.
Ugh. Yeah, back to back, almost instantaneously. I guess Hotashi was just like, you know what? I gotta try to kill, gotta go swinging. And unfortunately, a little bit of miscalculation. He's gonna go for it again. Watch his life drain here. Like I said, it's about 50% life. There you go. It's all gone. He still has the life lead, however, and should be able to convert. No, he didn't get the full slash. Doesn't matter. Hotashi, though, still able to pull that round out and go up 1-0.
Wow, and I'm guessing Hotashi feels like he has to play this matchup very aggressive with his blood. I mean, just in those two, like that first game, we saw so many blood pops, right? And even right there to close it out, we saw the double teleport into the grab there. So maybe just Hotashi doesn't want to play that mid-range game with Ramlethal, even though Hotashi does have a very large sword at his disposal. But, you know, Ram, I feel like the buttons might come out a little bit quicker, so Hotashi wants to play the matchup a little closer up.
I mean, one of the trickiest things about this match, too, on Ramlethal's side, is, you know, slash, heavy slash, reach so far, and they're really good, and they're disjointed. They don't have hurt boxes on them, so a lot of characters, their 6Ps will dodge them, but they can't actually hit Ramlethal. That's not the case for Nago. Nago's 6P can blow up Ramlethal's slash and heavy slash at far ranges. So I'm surprised that, you know, Hotashi is going this aggressive with the blood. Look at this. He's burst. Dude, how many bursts have we seen already? This is like the 4th or 5th burst already.
Yeah, he's down to just be like, we're both at a pixel. I don't care. Like, I am going in. And Hotashi is down for this gamble. And I think that was indeed the 4th blood pop we have seen already in this set.
Yeah, he's gonna pop again. Yeah, there it is. And so this time he's gonna pay for it really badly because while he's getting hit, his life still keeps draining. That was basically a 90% combo.
Oh man, that's probably the worst time to get a combo started on you, right when the blood pop. Ooh, I like the dash forward, but the throw slash able to beat it out here.
Oh, there's that 6P to avoid the sword. Oh no, that was close enough for the Daru to hit, and the burst is not going to work, so Supernoon now going to take a round. But again, Hotashi has been so aggressive with his blood rage meter. It's so interesting. Look at that, there, right there. And actually, he's probably going to burst again.
Yeah, like dash, even right there, dashing in, the teleport in. I don't know if it's a miscalculation, because I don't know if you want to teleport in like that and just get blocked. I mean, you do have a hit on that blood burst, but Man, at this point, I'm actually curious who did more damage to Hotashi, himself or Super Dude.
Right? Oh no, too fast. Drops that standing slash, misses it. Now
Man,
you see
just like that
Super
from
Dude trying to
0
play
blood
defensive.
to like 2.5 bars, but it doesn't matter. Man,
I am.
this is so interesting to
See,
see.
this is one of those situations that, you know, at an offline event, like, as soon as this match is done, I'd be like, I'll be right back. And I'm going to get up off the commentator's desk and I'm going to run over to Hotashi and be like, what is the strategy of yours all of a sudden just going wild with the blood gauge? Is he trying to send a message? What is he trying to do here? But it's working. He's up 2-0.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, like I said, maybe Hotashi just prefers to play this matchup a little up close. And even like there's so much times where Hotashi will just to keep the corner pressure going will use the blood pop. So maybe because here maybe okay using some of the normals they're gonna crank down on that blood meter here.
Okay,
Yeah, and that time
see, that was. Yeah, that definitely felt more like a classic Hotashi Nago round. Maybe he's already shown enough that he could win with the blood bursting, and he's like, all right, now I'll play serious now.
Yo, check this out, check this out. How many blood pops do you think I could get in this set? It's like
I know, right? He's probably streaming on his channel, and then they're probably using channel points to, you know, vote for how many blood bursts he goes. Super Noon here with an opportunity to take this. Nope, that's not going to combo. A little too far away for that sort of combo, but just going to do a quick cancel into low. So Super Noon tying it up 1-1. Hotashi's at match point, so Super Noon has to win this round in order to stay alive right now.
And we might get another pop here. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh,
huge
boy.
punish here.
Oh,
And oh my goodness, is it okay?
Now you got to block this, and oh, here we go, command throw.
Blade coming in, try to go for the teleport using the PRC, but another PRC being burned on both sides here.
Oh, misses the throw. Nice, but burst has it, but he's gonna pop again, and then yeah, from downtown, just chop him with the double swords. Super Noon takes one game on the books, but 6 blood bursts, 7 blood bursts, 8 blood bursts. I don't know, like how many we've seen so far. If we were doing a drinking game with blood rage burst right now, I think everybody would be passed out at this point.
It'd be over. Wrap it up. The bracket's done. Hotashi's the real winner. None of us can. None of us can keep the tournament going.
I also appreciate the selection of Heavy Day as the background music here. Right. Tuning this pressure now. Yeah, again, how strong it is. Nice. He suspected the Beyblade was coming, but too far away for that burst. And just like that, Hotashi's. Oh my God! Again from downtown. And like I said, he has the meter this time to actually Roman cancel it. Are you serious?
Swinging.
It's gonna hit once.
Ooh,
so he's gonna get the juggle off of that. So nice by Hotashi. Oh no, he's gonna get hit, and he has no burst. If he can get the wall splat here, which he should be able to, this should be enough to finish it. And now Super Noon trying to tie this up 2-2.
Okay, ooh, yep, catching the whiff punish here. Oh man, that close slash.
That's so good.
Yeah, usually
so
we see,
good.
Yeah, we usually see Nago kind of like set up 2 blood or two bars of blood, right, and then just use the extended range off the blood to keep the corner pressure going with that extended range, kind of like what we're seeing now. So Hotashi, really great blood management here. Got the 2 bars, you have your extended range, you have the corner scenario, but Super Noon fighting his way out. The side switch with the RC though.
All right, here we go. This is the opportunity for Super Moon, but he lost one of the swords. Okay, he's going to be able to pick it back up. That's really important here. Is he going for the wall break? He is. And now he's going to get the positive meter bonus, but Hotashi still has more meter. 2 back-to-back BRCs. What a burst to get above the explosion. But the juice chip on that expo. Yo.
Oh no. These blood bursts have
Super
been
Noon's,
like, oh man.
I'm going to say right now, Super Noon's choice of bursting in the air to use that invincibility and to fly upwards to avoid the explosion of the Blood Rage to land, to be able to punish it, was genius. Now, Hotashi had the meter, had the burst to be able to escape that, but it just left everybody at no health. That was a crazy round finish. And again, like, that's probably what, the 9th or 10th blood burst that we've seen from Hotashi. It's so fascinating right now what we're seeing from Hotashi.
Yeah, I'm like, it was like blue RC into blue RC into Super Noon's burst, into Hotashi's burst. Like, you saw everyone just burn all resources in that moment. And like, the fact that after all the resources were burned, both players had a pixel of health left, but Super Noon was able to tie it up because of the lag from, you know, putting the mask down there for Nago.
Just trying to keep this corner pressure going. Yeah, try to go for the frame trap after the double slash. Again, trying to go for frame traps, and Super Noon is not falling for it. Finds his way out of there by jumping back, but look at that risk gauge. It's in danger. Oh boy, scary times. If he gets hit, he's going to lose so much damage right now. And yeah, Super Noon wasn't going to be able to combo off of that slash heavy slash sequence. Yep, same thing again, too far away.
Burst is also available for Hotashi. Are you going to use it on this round? Okay, gets a little bit of offense, but the whiff grab uses the burst. The blood burst comes out, and this should, oh no, gets the grab into the RC. Is it going to be enough?
No, it's not enough to kill. And he's going to put the mask back on. He can't take any chip, but he manages to avoid the jump attack and get the throw. Hotashi's back at match point.
Almost available here for Super Noon. Wow, that was so close. And the fact that Hotashi used the burst at such low, you know, health percentage and was still able to squeeze that out, really good stuff. Being confident in that scenario.
That 2H. Look how much damage Ramathal's already taken. A lot of that was just chip.
Yep. Especially with that blood gauge. I mean, you get increased for every single. Ooh, this is gonna be big.
You can't burst out of this. Oh, okay. Just got low enough to burst out of that. Last chance for Super Noon. No, it's just gonna be the command dash into standing kick. And after, I mean, I want someone to put a montage video of all the blood bursts in that match. But despite all of that, Hotashi going to take it over Super Noon 3-2.
Yeah, that was wild. I have not seen that much blood burst in a single like best of 5, especially at this level. So, but obviously Hotashi, one of the best Nagos to do it out there. So I'm assuming there's a reason, but I mean, maybe he just wanted to burst the blood all over him. I don't know. Like that was wild. The straight aggression, because sometimes Hotashi was able to actually like pull through with it. Obviously, there was rounds that Hotashi lost because he was like lagging from the burst or got punished for it. But there was other rounds where he was able to pull through, and even being at that pixel of health, kind of like was like, okay, it's okay because I still have the corner situation, right? And you know, when you have the corner situation with Nago, with all that, you know, blood, and you have, even in that mode, you have even more range, right? So see what the analyst has to say about that set.
Hotashi moves on after taking out Super Noon there. 3-2, though it looked like we were possibly going to get the 3-0, but it seemed like Super Noon was just getting better and better as that series went on. Seemed to be kind of downloading Hotashi to an extent, and games 3 and 4 incredibly close as Super Noon brought him out to force the deciding game 5 there, and that was a very fun matchup there. Honestly, would love to see a rematch of that later on in the bracket, but what it does set up is the possible Nago mirror match in winners semifinals. Obviously, our next matchup will be Shine and Idiosyncrasy, the first matchup between two of our Series E partnered players in the official Series E bracket, and that is definitely going to be an interesting one. And if Idiosyncrasy can take the win, we will get that Nago mirror matchup. So definitely conflicted there though, because I was picking Shine to win Series E Season 1. I'm still on that train. I think Shine is an incredible player, but I think this is going to be a very tight matchup. I'm curious to see how things shake out. If I was going to have to give a prediction, I'm thinking it's tight, a 3-2 for Shine, but who knows how it's going to go. I'm going to throw it back over though to James and Charles, and they'll give us their thoughts on how this may shake out.
Yeah. So the next game coming up here is going to be Shine versus Idiosyncrasy. A lot of Potemkin players out there do think that Nago is a bad matchup for Potemkin, but again, Potemkin is just one of those characters that if he gets in there, both of these characters are going to be dishing out a lot of damage. Both of these characters have a lot of guts to be able to withstand a lot of damage as well. So it's definitely going to be an all-out brawl. But like I said, traditionally Potemkin players don't like this matchup. So we'll see how Shine plays it out.
Yeah, yeah. Nago definitely not one of those characters where you can get those handful of neutral wins and close out the round, right? So, and I mean this could be a lineup here to we could get the CEO run back. So we'll see if
Yep.
Idiosyncrasy can make that a thing here. But Shine has been on a tear recently. I think Shine has been playing incredibly well. Again, fifth at CEO, also won Wednesday night fights last night. So yeah, I mean, and still on the grind. And full respect to players that just traveling is very taxing, and when you travel to a big tournament, right, travel back home and you hit those locals right after, I respect.
That's called dedication. That's what it takes to become one of the best. And so that's why we have these players here. That's why Shine is one of the players to get themselves sponsored. Again, this is Intel week, so particularly shout outs to Razzo, who is who did get sent to losers bracket by Adventure, but is sponsored by Intel. But we have Idiosyncrasy coming up here, sponsored as you can see by Splash, going up against Shine, sponsored by Nerf.
Yeah, yeah, both players were able to qualify into that top 6 area to get a sponsors from the Series E. And yeah, again, just shout outs to this whole system in general. I think it's a really big deal. Even draft day was very exciting to see which sponsors each player was going to represent, right? And I mean, getting these big sponsors for these players is such a huge step for them. Within the FGC, a lot of these big tournaments, obviously Guilty Gear has a lot of big online tournaments, but traditionally it's a lot of offline tournaments. So it does take quite a bit of
Yeah.
funds to fly yourself out, get the hotel there, compete, right? And it can be rough.
Yeah. And again, as we said, a lot of these players going to have the benefit from the sponsors. And, as we mentioned, this is Intel week. So once again, just want to remind you that, if you're looking for best deals on the best Intel products, head to walmart.com/esports arena. Of course, Walmart and esports arena gaining that partnership as well. So definitely head to walmart.com/esports arena to find all the Intel products available to you to be able to get at some awesome prices.
Yeah, and if you're ever at a Walmart, Esports Arena has a lot of locations in Walmarts as well. So, across the US. So, if you're lucky enough and you go to Walmart and there's a Esports Arena there, make sure to check it out. I mean, that again, esports in general kind of just moving forward, and definitely when we were younger that was not a thing. Arcades and stuff like that were, but an esports arena in the Walmart definitely would have been hype back in the day. But you know what? We're moving
Oh
forward
yeah,
though. We're moving forward.
yeah. And yeah, sorry, we had the matchup ready there for you guys between China and Idiosyncrasy. Of course, some I think lobby issues or connection issues right there, but we'll get that back to you guys as soon as we can. Again, that's going to be a good matchup, and just I guess to discuss that matchup a little bit more. But really just comes down to the fact that one, Nago is harder to kill. One of the biggest advantages that Potemkin has is that when he pop busters Amelia or a Chip, they lose like 40% of their life. But Nago, it's not going to be quite as easy to do. And then also, of course, Nago just has the range, the crouching heavy slash just covers so much space. And, Potemkin is a big character. So, it's hard for him to get around that. And then with all those command dashes, Nago could definitely rush down Potemkin pretty badly.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, yeah, Potemkin not the smallest character in the game, so I don't know if Potemkin's going to be able to jump or duck underneath that 2H there. It's going to be quite troublesome. And even though, most characters can kind of use the mobility to try to punish or even kind of put Nago in an awkward position after that 2H and at least force Nago to burn like the PRC on it to make it safe. But I
Mhm.
feel like for Potemkin, it can be a little harder to force that situation.
Right, right. So I'm trying to figure out right now. So obviously, Idiosyncrasy, I think, got seventh place at CEO. I'm gonna see if I can, and then of course, Shine, as you mentioned, got fifth. And so I'm wondering if these two actually played each other in that tournament. I'm trying to see, like, did they run into each other in that top 8 bracket? Let's see who had to fight each other here. And do some research here really quick. Shine fought Diaphone and Idiosyncrasy lost the Tempest. Okay, so they did not get a chance to play each other at CEO. So we do not have any sort of previous match record between the two. Okay, just checking to make sure. I'd like to
Yeah,
see
and
if we
honestly,
could.
like
Oh, go ahead.
shoutouts to the Series E players. The Series E players like performing that well right after the sponsorship. You know what I mean? So there is such thing as sponsorship curse. I've seen a lot of players like they get sponsored, they get super hype, and then they just don't perform as well as they would like to put it nicely. But um, no sponsorship curse here. A lot of these Series E's players just going out to CEO and getting in that top 8 again, such a big deal
Yeah.
for these players, right? That CEO was an incredibly stacked tournament, so just being able
Yeah.
to get within that top 8 is a huge accomplishment in itself.
Yeah, so again, just as a reminder, Shine, fifth place, Idiosyncrasy and Diaphone, both in seventh place. And then I guess that's all they're gonna list here is just the top 8 here. Let me see if I can get to the rest of the standings over here. Um, oh, I see what I did. Okay, let's do this. There we go. Summary view. And then Razzo in ninth place. Hotashi, who's in this tournament, ninth place as well. And yeah, so a lot of these, the 6 players here. How many did I mention here? I got Idiosyncrasy. I talked about Shine. Uh, okay, and then Razzo. Yeah, so let me see. I don't think Solstice, Dawn, or Jonathan Tene managed to hit up CEO. Trying to see if I can find
Punk, who
their
was in this
placings
tournament,
over
got
here.
fourth.
Yes, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, okay. But again, just want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching this. Again, this is going to be an ongoing series of Guilty Gear, and these are not just the only players that you're going to see. We're going to see a lot of amazing players invited in during the course of these few weeks. There we go. We got Shine going up against Idiosyncrasy, but from the slide that we saw earlier in the day, got players like Hook Gang God, Apology Man, Kizzy K, etc., on the books. Ready to play in some of these E-Series events. So, definitely follow Esports Arena channel to be notified, and make sure you click that little bell so you get all the notifications of when all the next few tournaments occur during the next few weeks.
Okay, we got both players rocking the yellow.
Match, go to the prom at this point in time.
Yeah, and even it's just crazy. I mean, obviously there's limitations to it, but Nago is a character with so much range and so much mobility options with like the quote unquote con of filling the blood gauge, right? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the fact that he gets that 6H after a raw Beyblade, and it does so much damage even as an OTG. It's such a nice sequence for him.
Oh yeah, and Nago in general just has a lot of safe OTG options because of the 2S, and even just like that 6H as well.
All right, corner position again. And like I said, this is the dangerous thing here. And obviously, you have back Mega Fist. I mentioned that as being an amazing defensive option in the corner. But that's where Nago's 2H gets really scary, because if he decides to throw out a 2H in that situation, he'll blow up back Mega Fist. And see, look at that. I was talking about the guts that, you know, that Nago has. That combo would have killed most characters, but Nago's still going to live. But a backdash from Shine to the back throw is going to take that round.
Yeah, and having that 6 frames of invulnerability, I believe both of these characters have that luxury in their backdash. So really great stuff. Going to avoid the bite right there. And going round for round here to start things off. The counter hit, though, on the Beyblade is huge. It's going to be a wall break here off the super.
Going to be good damage in here. Not going to be quite enough to kill. Again, both of these characters with really, really high defensive ratings. But Idiosyncrasy has not taken any damage at all. He's still working on the perfect. Oh. Back-to-back slide head gets through there. No, too slow on that to get the combo off of that. And so, oh, beautiful job. He's in there. And he's going to get the command grab. Not going to be enough to kill. We're going to be very close. Combo. And oh, I thought he was going to set up for the Garuda. No. Oh, the 6P at the last second. Yo,
yeah, even
Shine almost had that comeback. He almost had that comeback.
The slight delay on the 6P as well to compensate for the RC. Whew, that was so close. And man, you keep saying it, but the guts is such a big deal against for a character like Pot, right? Where you want to just be able to inch out those couple neutral scenarios, because it's so hard for the character to get in, especially on a matchup like this. And it's such a huge deal.
He's in now. Here we go into the corner. Oh, counter hit. Oh, he's going to go back to back into the command throw. Oh, ow. Oh.
No amount of guts is going to save you from that. Yeah. Counter hit Garuda into another Garuda into the pot buster. Wow.
That's just not fun. It's not a fun way to go.
Yeah, that man, Garuda counter hit. You can do some nasty things off of that. Ooh, the blue RC?
Fast cancel, yeah, and here we go into the corner. Wall splat, not dead yet. Normally I would say that this is a tough one to make the comeback from, but oh no! Oh, what an RC to keep himself safe. And look at that, using the sword to go through and then command dash backwards, but no, the blood rage. No, after all of that precision and excellent decision making, the blood rage rears its ugly head and he could not keep himself alive any longer.
Yeah, that was because we even saw after the RC, you know, a swing coming out from Idiosyncrasy, right, to try and like keep the pressure going. But because he went for the swing, couldn't really like you didn't want to get chipped out, right? So went for a command dash backwards to create some space, but the blood gauge was too high. Gets the blood pop, and Shine is able to finish things off here, 1-1 apiece.
Right, so Shine definitely, like I said, able to overcome what a lot of Pot players say is a bad matchup. But again, the way Guilty Gear works, man, any matchup is something that, you know, like if you just get the right sequence or know what you're doing, you could definitely take that into. Oh, he's going for the back-to-back Garuda again. Oh, look at this damage.
Another counter hit on the Garuda. Oh my goodness, Shine catching Idiosyncrasy, knowing exactly when and where he wants to press those buttons.
Here we go, Idiosyncrasy now getting the pressure. Here we go.
Counter hit on the Beyblade there. It's going to be a bunch of damage going into the super, into the wall break. Probably going to get a teleport forward here into the Oki. What will be the mix?
Gets him, and yeah, not sure what Shine tried to do right there. Woke up with something, just got hit, and that gave Idiosyncrasy basically a free round finish right there. Nice armors through the Beyblade. Tries to keep the pressure going, but nice backdash.
Okay, PRC to keep the turn, and the counter hit on the Garuda once again. Not going to go for the pop buster, going to favor this corner pressure here.
Yeah, interesting. No, too fast on that, and a backdash to avoid the second attempt.
Man, these backdashes on point for both players here. Oh, nice. Nice strike throw situation, and
oh
this
my
should
goodness, you
be
gotta
it.
burst right away. Yeah, you have to, because you were gonna die. And you know what? You still might be dead anyway.
Yeah,
The super. Gonna hit
hit.
one time, gonna be able to get the finish, and there you go.
Yeah,
Nicely
still
done.
able to get
Great
the wall splat
spacing.
off the OTG.
Yeah. And hi. Sorry again, being distracted here. She
It's
doesn't.
okay.
She's not happy. She's not happy. She's like, put me down. Put me down. Oh my god. Got Wolverine claws here going. So. But there we go. So Idiosyncrasy up 2-1. Shine here, trying to find a way to take this. Otherwise, we will get that run back from CEO between Idiosyncrasy and Hotashi.
Look at all the chip damage. Oh, and if you're not blocking, you're getting counter hit right into the pot buster.
Oh, counter hit.
Forcing the burst.
Nice check. That's a dangerous check. If you decide to finish the slash, that becomes a frame trap. So that's all. That's just a Shine figuring that he's only just going for 2 hits of the slash, the slash Gatling.
Big damage on the super.
No wall break.
Burst is
Too
available.
far away. Oh, that hit him still.
Wow.
I mean, it didn't hit the sword, but it actually just caught him out of the recovery because he was close enough and it moved forward fast enough.
Oh man. Yeah, that air grab setting up such a good situation. The third Garuda is the fourth one.
He's gonna combo off of that, yeah. Okay, gets the wall splat. Working on a perfect Shine, looking like he's gonna be able to tie this up 2-0. Just needs one more hit, and there you go. And again, like I said, that perfect. A great way for Shine to tie it up, sending a hard message over to Idiosyncrasy saying it's not quite done yet, and we are going to the 5th and final game.
Yeah, and I mean those Garudas on block, it was nasty. We saw like
It's so
4.
scary.
Yeah, and you know it's so scary in a sense where it's like, are they gonna Garuda again, right? Like what the scenario afterwards, and like you're taking so much chip damage as well. So like the safe thing to do is block, and then of course there's the option of the pot buster. Great whip punish there. Seekers is starting things off offensively.
To get in the corner, Shine trying to fight his way out of this situation. Okay, finds the jump, but still hasn't quite got out of the situation yet. Still having to deal with this. Here we go. There's that check again on the slash. And again, Idiosyncrasy still just going with the 2. Finally goes for the 3rd, you see right there. And that's the danger. If you do block the 3rd one, you can't cancel that into a special move. Okay, goes for the DP as the frame trap this time. Oh, that's going to come on the pot buster? No, he was afraid he was too far away. I don't think he meant to super. I think that might have been a missed Kara Garuda. Might have been an execution error. Oh, the counter hit sweep. Gonna get him in there for free. No, a good backdash by Idiosyncrasy. Oh, he's gonna be able to combo off of this. Nice. Pressure, the meaty.
Look at how much space control this is. Oh, getting over the super with the air grab. That was so smart. The red RC coming through.
But there it is again, the back Mega Fist in the corner. It gets into the air so fast. It almost like teleports into the air. So when you activate it, it just avoids a lot of things on the ground. And then if you block it, he's plus on block with a back Mega Fist in the corner.
Yeah, such a huge
Just such a good
like,
tool. Oh, here comes Idiosyncrasy now. Big damage, no wall splat, doesn't even need it! The 6H OTG, like I said, always does so much damage in final game, final round.
Man, I thought Idiosyncrasy would at least need the wall splat, but the damage coming out from Nago is insane.
Oh, nice RC to keep himself from getting knocked down.
Okay, the burst. A lot of meter here. Look at that.
That might have been a Karagaruda again. Oh, counter hit. He's going to be able to get the combo, but he tried to go for the 2H, which is too far away, which means here we go, the chip. He did not follow his defense the second hit, and so he's actually going to get chipped to death, and Idiosyncrasy moves on and sets up the CEO rematch with Hotashi.
Wow. Yeah, and it's a tricky scenario too because Nago does not have to go for that second slash as well. So maybe thinking like, oh, okay, you're not going to go for it, that second slash. But in that scenario, I think like the safest thing to do is FD just in case they go for that second slash. You know what I mean? Because you can get, especially in that situation where you can die to the chip out, that is like the on paper safest answer. But maybe try to get a jump Mega Fist or try to get some kind of offense going, essentially calling out that.
Yep, and so there we go. So again, we have that rematch set up in winners round 3. But let's take it back over to Yasso and see what he has to say about the match.
Thanks, James and Charles. All I have to say is I think Shine versus Idiosyncrasy is going to be one of the best matchups we will watch all throughout this season, and they kicked off the season strong. What an incredible matchup there, going the full 5 games. Idiosyncrasy back against the wall there, bringing it back to take the win, and now we get the Hotashi, Idiosyncrasy, Nago mirror matchup in winter semifinals, which should be fascinating. I'm definitely looking forward to it, but both of these players delivering big time here in winners quarters. Absolutely love to see it, and it's going to be fun to watch. And, you know, now the losers bracket's got to watch out because Shine is going to be coming for everyone on the lower end of the bracket. That's definitely going to be an interesting storyline to follow here. But Idiosyncrasy moves on, guarantees top 8. Well played from him, and I'm looking forward to our next matchups. We are going to go to a quick break. Do want to remind you guys, if you're looking for a Christmas present, maybe you want to grab some Esports Arena merch, and maybe, hey, we got a brand new season and it is Intel Week. Maybe you want to grab one of these gorgeous brand new Intel jerseys like the one hanging behind me here on the wall. Well, you can get them right now. Just head over to shop.esportsarena.com today, and you can pick those up. Maybe grab a little stocking stuffer for that gamer in your family. We are going to go to a quick break. When we come back, though, we continue our first night here of Series E Guilty Gear Strive.
Welcome
Right,
back.
welcome back, everybody. I am once
Got 'em.
again joined by Charles and my boy Nathan over here. He is I've got some hungry cats here. They want some food, but you know what? I know you guys out there are all hungry for some good Guilty Gear action, so that's what we're gonna get fed with first.
Yeah, winner semis coming up. Diaphone versus Adventure. Adventure, honestly, coming in and tearing up this bracket with the Jackal. I've been loving to watch the Jackal. So many interesting plays we've seen from Adventure. And yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like you said earlier, it can be hard to find really good Jackal practice, right? There's not that many Jackals that can play at that level. One of the more technical characters in Guilty Gear.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see how Diaphone manages to handle that. Because remember, at Red Bull Kumite, he was caught a little off guard by that Gold Lewis. And, again, Gold Lewis, another one of those guys. Although, there's Kid Viper out there who could definitely give a lot of Gold Lewis practice. So I'm curious to see if Diaphone has a lot of that Jacko practice or not.
Yeah, absolutely. Gold Lewis, another character kind of flying underneath the radar, and we were talking about really good guard crush moves. Gold Lewis has one as well that's very, very deadly, especially in the corner. Not too much things you can do, but no Gold Lewis today. We got the Eno and the Jacko now. We've seen Diafoam come up to some of these zoner type characters with that hover dash, with the with that grounded dash as well right there. As we see, it's going to be just great mobility to come out and make some of these characters that want space a little uncomfortable.
Yep, so here's the start here now. We got that back throw again into the corner, but Diaphone manages to get out. Here we go. Gonna get the combo himself, but it's gonna cost Ed the burst here. But again, the pressure is gonna keep going. Super through the wall, not quite enough to kill. Diaphone needs to do one more hit, goes right back in there. Wow, that was range.
Yeah, the whiff punish on the startup of the sweep there coming out from Adventure, and when I start seeing players playing spacing perfectly around to whiff punish the sweep, that's where we kind of see the Jackal experience come through, right? I think that's one of the more important moves to be able to understand and whiff punish around.
Yeah, but here we go now, getting stuck in the corner. But you know what I noticed? One of the things that Stroke the Big Tree is also a good way to kind of bypass a lot of the minions, to just gonna go under them. And remember, heavy Stroke the Big Tree is plus on block. So if you force Jacko to block it after skirting the minions, it's your turn, but could not quite escape, and Adventure's gonna take round number 2.
And as you see there, Adventure activating the defensive stance for the minions, which can stagger the opponent if they hit into the minions. So there is some mix in hitting the minions as well, getting them all set up here. And we've seen this scenario before, Adventure having a party with 2 to 3 minions in the corner. That's going to be the super as well for the wall break.
It's going to hurt. Not quite enough to kill. Okay. So Diaphone with a chance here, gonna BRC backdash to get out of there. No, he waited too long for the 6H, not gonna hit. Getting under the fireballs twice, and here we go towards the corner now.
Yeah, knowing that Adventure just wants to get this chip damage, going for these big openings. The blue RC, the burst gets baited as well. So much resources used back to back, but Diaphone is the one that wins around and holds on to the burst as well, just in case there was more.
Yeah, nicely done by Diaphone there. Just got that pressure going. And, as we said, once she gets going like that, especially against a character like Jacko, who basically has no real ways to defend herself. I mean, a lot of characters have that situation, that defensive problem. But Jacko in particular having a tough situation there. And so Diaphone able to basically steal that round and steal game number 1.
Wow, sweep into minion sweat up sweep. Still comboed here for Jacko. So it's going to be really good. And wow, that was a very quick wall break.
Yeah, that's just one of those situations where, you're trying to hit the minions as much as possible, and then you just miss, and it ends up eating the minions to the face instead. Oh my goodness, what the heck? That was... What a round for Adventure.
ate a minion straight to the face there and was able to actually combo the minion, like getting chucked into the minion attack there to finish off the round. But here is the corner pressure. This is where Eno wants to be here for this matchup. But getting up and over the corner switch is huge, and Diaphone forced to use the burst there.
Yeah, smart burst usage because you just don't want to deal with that. And you can see Diaphone's trying to hit the minions. But see, there's the 6P to try to hit one of the minions, but again, a little too early, so just going to get hit. But here we go, corner position. Probably, oh, he is going to go for the wall burst. He wants the meter and the damage. Oh, the counter hit 2H is going to give him the victory for the round.
Yeah, that was very nice. I don't know exactly what that was counter hitting. I'm going to assume it was a sweep coming out from Adventure just because that is a very good button for Jacko there.
Probably a safe assumption. But
ooh, big counter hit.
You see that counter hit and then all the minions just disappearing off the screen. Such a relief when you're fighting against Jacko. Gets the YRC, the plus frames on that. Here we go again. Oh, baits out the burst. Here we go. Gonna be able to do some damage here through the wall. Not gonna be quite enough to kill. Adventure still with the opportunity to take this if he can get a good sequence of minions going, but look at him just like playing like Gradius or something and just, getting right past all the bullet hell and and taking it with that hover dash H.
Yeah, just weaving the needle right in between all the minions and was able to close it out. And Diafoam not giving any of these characters that want that little bit of space and really utilizing, that stroke the tree is such a huge deal, right? That low profile, it adds that it's a mobility, it's a type of attack, right? Like you said earlier, if you go for that heavy stroke, you are going to be positive on block, keeping your turn, and like being able to close that big of a distance, pretty similar like Totsugeki for Mei, right? Being able to close that distance and be plus after that situation, right? And that's such a big deal. But you can 6P the Totsugeki, but the stroke the tree, that low profile is such a big deal, right?
Yeah, you have to be willing to commit to go for an attack that hits low enough to stop Stroke the Big Tree, but then that opens you up for the hover dash, right? And therein lies the problem of fighting some characters have moves that can actually hit high enough and low enough to catch both. And whoops, I guess we're starting in the middle of the match here, starting with Ed just taking a round right away.
Right, yeah, and we've seen Diaphone get the whip punish on the sweep too, right? So Adventure has to be very careful for like when and where they go for the sweep.
It's the activation that's gonna grab, and through the wall. So Adventure gonna have a huge life lead, gonna have the meter bonus. Diaphone only having a burst available to himself. Hasn't built up a meter for those Roman cancels just yet, and now he's got to deal with these minions. So yeah, goes for the gold burst, but then gets caught. And now how is he going to get in? The PRC to try to get in. And yeah, forcing him to block. The minions are gone. But the burst from Adventure, pushing a screen away. That was such a smart and crucial burst there on block to push Diaphone all the way back out so he could nullify himself getting hit by the burst.
Yeah, both bursts on both players' end was great. I mean, even Diafoam using the burst to kind of like creating space and getting rid of both minions as well was such a big deal, just to try and get some sense of control back in neutral. Because once like a couple minions start getting set up, your sense of control in neutral slowly just goes down the drain, right, against Jacko. So using those resources to get rid of minions is sometimes even worth too, even if it's a resource like burst.
So there you go. So Adventure getting himself on the board here. Going to be down 1-2, has to take 2 more games. And he's been looking dominant in a lot of the matches that we've been seeing. But Diaphone here also looking extremely strong here. Like we said, could be continuing his streak of showing why he is one of the best in North America right now. There we go. Look at this start for Diaphone.
Okay, gonna get the minions set up here. The 5D not going to connect, and the super is going to connect though, and up against the wall.
You are done. Didn't even need the wall break. I think that was gonna kill even before then. Oh man, the damage that does. So Diaphone now, match point, trying to get into winners finals, guaranteed top 3.
Okay, yep, and this is a great start for this round.
Guard break on there. Tried to go for the throw, but a little bit too early. And now here comes Adventure, has this opportunity, activates, and I love that burst, but he's got the minion meter build up fast here. Side switch, set up.
The backdash into the sweep, that was so great, and I believe it was a double backdash as well. And we are passing all day long here onto the right side of the corner. The PRC to keep the pressure up, but the stroke going under.
Oh my god, can Diaphone actually do this? He does! I saw him blocking all those minions in the corner. I thought he was going to get at least chipped to death, but he found a way out with the raw stroke the big tree. As we mentioned, just so good at bypassing the minions and then getting the attack. And Diaphone clutches that game out and has booked himself into winners finals.
Yeah, that situation looked so good for Adventure, and man, that stroke just bypassing the minions, like you said, it's such a big deal, especially out of the corner. That's where, and even I really have to say, the burst after the install on the left was so smart, right? Again, using these big resources to destroy minions, really kind of take away your opponent's win conditions. Those are really like that kind of level of resource management is what you need to make these kinds of comebacks, right? And getting out not only of the left corner but the right corner as well. Not only the offense from Diaphone, but the defense was phenomenal in that set.
So Diaphone is going to be awaiting the winner between Hotashi and Idiosyncrasy. Again, that's going to be a rematch. But before we get to that, let's throw it back to the analyst desk and find out what Yasu's thoughts are on that match.
What a great matchup there. I asked you guys earlier if Diaphone was going to have the answer to Adventure's Jacko, and the answer seemed to be pretty emphatically yes. Adventure trying to open things up there a little bit there late in game number 4. Had Diaphone kind of backed up against a wall, but with virtually no health left, Diaphone makes some magic happen and is able to close out that matchup and takes the win 3-1. So well played there. And Diaphone, as James and Charles mentioned, makes it into top 3, goes to winners finals, guaranteed to finish in the money tonight. So well played there. The Eno looking very, very clean. Do want to update you guys on a couple things in the bracket. Down on the losers side, after dropping that matchup to Idiosyncrasy, Shine goes down, matched up with Dawn. That is Team Razor Dawn, and actually took a 3-0. So that is Dawn moving on. Will face off against Supernoon in losers round 3. If you guys need more information on the bracket, just hit !bracket in the chat. It'll have the link that you need to check out everything that we have going on tonight. But as James mentioned, our next matchup here, it's going to be the Nago Mirror. We got Hotashi, we got Idiosyncrasy. It's certainly going to be a fun one. The winner will move on to face Diaphone in winners finals and guarantee themselves a spot in the top 3 and in the money. But we'll have to see who it's going to be. Let us know in chat who you're picking, Hotashi or Idiosyncrasy. Who do you got? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to seeing how it breaks down. I'm going to hand it right back to James and Charles to get into the fun.
Yep, and as I mentioned, Idiosyncrasy, Hotashi. Idiosyncrasy with quite the pop-off after defeating Hotashi at CEO. So sure, Hotashi is eager to dish out a little bit of revenge against Idiosyncrasy today.
Yeah, it was a top 8 qualifier for CEO. So again, really just shows how stacked these tournaments are. I mean, the player that got 4th place at CEO is went 0-2. So it just in terms of how stacked this tournament is, it is quite stacked and so many talented players. And again, we're having a CEO run back, and Idiosyncrasy was the one that was able to take it over Tashi. See how it's going to go this time.
It's the second time now Hotashi's been on stream and gone with the Heavy Day song, so I think he's definitely intentionally picking that. Seems to be managing the blood gauge a little bit differently. Hasn't burst the blood gauge just yet, like he did in the previous match versus Super Dude. So definitely playing a little bit more reserved this time.
Yeah, maybe not in this matchup.
Keeps going for that frame trap. Wow! What a timing to be able to slip that in between the attack canceled into the Beyblade.
And look at the blood here. Idiosyncrasy got about to pop, but it does not matter. Coming through with the Beyblades there and able to close that round out.
Idiosyncrasy here again, trying to prove that his victory over Hotashi in CEO wasn't a fluke. Hotashi starting off really well here in round number 2. Look at this. Has the corner position, gonna be able to RC and take it just like that. So Hotashi tying it up 1 round apiece in game number 1.
Yeah, Nago, a character with a good amount of guts and a good amount of health, but also has a crazy amount of damage output. So in the mirror, kind of feels like it can even out, especially if you get some of these big counter hit openings.
You see that range on the neutral heavy slash from so far away when he has at least a little bit over 2 blood gauge blocks full. Here comes Idiosyncrasy now. Just barely behind, actually takes the life lead now.
Okay, the teleport back into the 6H here. Great pressure, gonna be able to, no, doesn't get the OTG.
And he's gonna burst! That is a
Oh,
problem. He
shit.
was supposed to kill off of that combo. That's why he was using all of those moves to build up the blood gauge. But he just dropped it at the very end, and that was gonna be what let Hotashi free himself, and he knew it too. He just stood there and was like, yep, here comes the blood burst, and was able to take game number 1.
I've missed this confirmed before. I know I know what this pain is like. And like you mentioned earlier, the 6H and the 2S are just pretty much the go-tos for the OTG for Nago. And I mean, missing it, Nago, these moves do hit really hard, but some of these moves do have quite a bit of recovery. And then on top of that, when you add the blood pop, that is a ton of openings that you can get.
Nice punish on the burst. Gonna go into the super to get the wall break, get the hard knockdown and the positive meter bonus. Let's see how Idiosyncrasy uses this.
Idiosyncrasy
Gosh,
also
up
has
there.
as well. Ooh, counter hit here. This is a big opening, the teleport, just to keep the pressure up. The PRC though. Idiosyncrasy with all the resources.
Back.
Okay, no
And
burst
now
with
he's
PRC
gonna
though.
Okay, nice PRC, but Hotashi was definitely making his way back in that round. It was getting scary for Idiosyncrasy.
Yeah, one more exchange, Idiosyncrasy probably would have had to use the burst, which would have been horrible for this next upcoming round. But Idiosyncrasy is going to get the blood. Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Okay.
Range and damage on that, and then using the fireball to get right in there. Backdash. And actually just outside of, Hotashi is just outside of getting the burst. But Idiosyncrasy now trying to take this, just needs one more hit. Back throw into the corner. No, he missed! The 6K.
Yep. Misses the stomp there, and we're seeing some drops off of the OTGs and the reversal. Obviously, I mean that one didn't look too crazy. Gonna take just the damage. Just needed the three punch crouching punches there to close that one out. But yeah, I mean some tragic OTG misses, but that is the way it is. If the execution's not there, the punish will follow.
Okay, so tied 1-1, 1-1 right now. Is Hotashi going to get his run back, or is Idiosyncrasy going to try to prove his mastery over the mirror match? Both of them, I think, starting with the same button in the round, but Idiosyncrasy maybe just a frame or two slower than Hotashi, so Hotashi's going to get the hit first.
And you don't see the command grab too often. But when you see it, it does drain all the blood meter. So you are able, like, once you get that command grab, once you get that bite, you can pretty much go really go back to being ham with all of your special moves, which is all your mobility here.
Hotashi's just trapped in that corner, taking so much block damage. Gets the burst, and now he was just waiting for Idiosyncrasy. You see him just sitting there on the other side of the screen.
Yep.
It was just like, I mean, if you could have put an animation of Nago looking at his watch, like that's exactly what he would have been doing.
Oh yeah. Okay, gonna miss the throw attempt there, the close slash into the double up, going all the way to the right side here. Ooh, nice.
Just, yeah, gets the hit here into the super Hotashi. Obviously not going to get the wall splat, not close enough to the wall over here. Uh-oh, Idiosyncrasy getting in with a jump kick, and just like that! Is that a single hit? No, that's going to be the full animation here. Not going to be enough to kill once again. Nago just with the good guts value. The chip now.
Okay.
I love it. That was so nice. Counter with the BRC.
The burst is available. Okay, he's gonna mash out of that situation. Ooh, okay, burst available for both players here coming into round 3.
What a risk, you know. It's because you can cancel Beyblade into like the DP move, you could definitely frame trap people, but Idiosyncrasy blocked the Beyblade and countered with the 5P. Risky challenge. But now here comes Hotashi here in the corner. Gets the counter hit. Not going to be able to burst because of the wall splat. So Hotashi is going to go up 2-1.
Yep, tricky stuff on that corner pressure, and you, like you said, I mean, it's so important to even just have that stagger pressure right there, and Hotashi is going to get, you know, paid out in benefits here for that game number 2. So 2-1 Hotashi.
Right, again, all the matches are going to be first to 3, aka best of 5. We've been doing that since the start of the bracket. Here we go, gets in there with the Beyblade again.
Already a wall spin. Jeez, what a way to start the round.
Tasha's got to be feeling good about this. Look at this damage. There's definitely almost zero possibilities of Idiosyncrasy going for any sort of burst. I'm not even sure this will kill. Okay, it did. Wow. Scaling was high, and again, Nago has really, really good guts, but nope, not good enough that time. And now Hotashi, match point.
Yeah, the backdash to avoid the Beyblade and get the whip on that. Keep pressure up here with the close slash here. Idiosyncrasy finally on some offense for this round. Going to get the super for the wall break. This shouldn't be enough. The burst is going to be available from both sides here. Idiosyncrasy is going to have the OP here on this knockdown. Forward up.
Nice backdash to avoid the Beyblade, but Hotashi adamant to go back and forth. Oh no, he's gonna explode, but can't quite catch Idiosyncrasy out of the air. So Idiosyncrasy was able just to land, get up, and punish.
Oh, this is a huge launcher. Yeah, okay. Hotashi gonna go for the burst there. You get that counter hit on the DP. It is party time because you can just kind of teleport and go for these close slashes underneath your opponent, but it's going to be, again, big damage, cashing out with the super here by the wall.
Idiosyncrasy, huge life lead, looks likely to tie this up, and he does. It's going to be 2-2 with the perfect. Man.
Of course it's got to be game 5. Of course the run back's got to be game 5. You already know.
All right. Okay. So here we go. The Nago Mirror. This is the fight now who goes into winners finals to go up against Diaphone. And it is 2-2. We're going to the last game. Again, just for those of you just tuned in, as a reminder, Idiosyncrasy was able to defeat Hotashi, the current reigning EVO Online champion for North America. He was able to win that mirror match at CEO.
Yeah, I mean, to get into CEO top 8, that was obviously a very big deal. So we'll see if Hotashi can complete the revenge here. They have been going back and forth. So nonetheless, this has been a fantastic set. But game 5, gonna cash out and get all that blood meter gone, which means the Beyblades and the specials are going to come afterwards. PRC to keep the pressure going here. Look at this offense. Big counter hit, no
check right there. Just needs the tap dust. And here we go, idiosyncrasy. Was that a perfect again, or was that just shy of a perfect? Regardless,
Maybe
it
one
was
trade.
like a virtual perfect. Idiosyncrasy at match point.
Okay, Hotashi in the driver's seat here for this round. The blood pop, but it does get the connection here. But what cost Idiosyncrasy going to lose a ton of damage? And Hotashi knowing doesn't have to commit here. Oh, yeah.
And then speaking of the tap dust, Hotashi does it right back to Idiosyncrasy to take it to the final game, final round. Here we go. Who's getting into winners finals? Is it going to be Hotashi getting revenge, or is it Idiosyncrasy going to assert dominance?
2 bars of blood here with the positive bonus. Yep, and this is like the PRC. This could be a wrap, and there it is. The perfect to close it out. Idiosyncrasy saying it was no fluke that I got the W at CEO, and I can just repeat that real quick, booking my way right into winners finals.
I mean, the fortunate thing for Hotashi is he doesn't need to dodge Idiosyncrasy and his friends this time. Idiosyncrasy can just pop off in the piece at home, basically. But look at this Idiosyncrasy now back-to-back tournaments versus Hotashi, online and offline, winning the Nago mirrors. So, yeah, I mean, look, I will always say that mirror matches are always rough. They're just weird to play, and they're like a lot of people hate them. But regardless, Idiosyncrasy taking it back to back definitely sends a pretty strong message.
Yeah, but man, were those the final game, final round, man? It was really close. Obviously, that last round, Idiosyncrasy was got the perfect, didn't get hit once, but this game extremely volatile, probably one of the most volatile fighting games out there. You want, especially you get that first opening into the wall splat, and it can be really rough, especially if you get a super. It can be very snowbally in that sense. You have so much more resources over your opponent, but I can't wait to see Diaphone versus Idiosyncrasy. That's going to be our winners finals, but we'll see what the analyst desk has to say about that amazing set.
All right, I was hyping up the Hotashi Idiosyncrasy matchup rounds prior, okay? People weren't believing it in the production room. All I'm going to say is I was right. That was sick. We went a full 5 games. It was incredibly close. And we got just, if you're trying to learn Nago, you got a pretty good clinic right there on how to play Nago. That was incredible. GG's to both Hotashi and Idiosyncrasy. That was an awesome matchup to watch. And we'll have to see what Hotashi can do in the losers bracket and see if maybe we get a possible rematch, whether it's in Grands or Losers Final, depending on how Winners Finals plays out. And obviously this now sets up the Diaphone Idiosyncrasy Winners Finals, which should be incredible. Diaphone has looked unbeatable so far through the first 3 rounds of this bracket, has pretty much been dominating wall to wall, and now we'll have to see if Idiosyncrasy can be a real test here for Diaphone. I'm certainly looking forward to it, and obviously this is the last remaining Series E partner player on the winners side of the bracket. So Idiosyncrasy right now carrying the hopes of the Series E pros right now, and certainly delivered there in winners semifinals. We'll have to see how that shakes out. And obviously, we'll after this continue to follow and check in on what's going on in the losers bracket. But it's been a hell of a run here today. We're not quite done yet, though, folks. I'm going to throw it back to James and Charles as we get ready for our first winners finals in Series E Guilty Gear Strive.
All right, winners finals coming on up. Diaphone versus Idiosyncrasy. What a set to get into winners finals, the run back. But Diaphone has been on a tear, honestly, has pretty much been like just so Diaphone versus Dawn was the 3-2. Then Diaphone 3-0 versus essentially when Diaphone was playing some kind of zoner type character, Diaphone looked pretty convincing. 3-0 over Stealthy, 3-1 over Adventure, and now going to go up against Idiosyncrasy. Going to be not. Nago can be a zoner, but it's weird because Nago kind of can do it all, right? You can kind of come in with that Beyblade. You have the mobility, but you also have the range, right?
And again, as I also mentioned there, that idiosyncrasy, the last of our E-Series players to be in the winner side bracket, just as a report, how our E-Series players, sponsored players, did. Of course, we mentioned that Jonathan Tanay was unable to attend the tournament. He was slated to play in here, so he had to be DQ'd out of there. But in the losers round number 2 is where Razor Dawn and Excedrin Solstice were taken out of the tournament. And then Nerf Shine and Intel Razon, of course, this is Intel week, have both made it all the way into losers semis. So Nerf Shine is going up against Adventure. So Pop versus Jacko. And then Intel Razzo is going up against Hotashi, who was recently picked up by Moist. And again, shout outs to Hotashi. Really glad to see him pick up a sponsor there. But Splash right now, Splash Idiosyncrasy here, our highest placing E-Series sponsored player, going up against Diaphone here in winners finals.
Yeah, and it is Intel week, so maybe Razzo can come on through because it's Intel week. Give us the hero losers run, you know what I mean, and come on through. But if you guys want to check out some sick Intel gear, make sure to go to walmart.com/esports arena. And if you guys are at a Walmart, make sure to check out and see if there is an esports arena in your Walmart. Esports arena has opened up many locations across the U.S. Just having those esports arenas within the Walmart, which is such a sick thing,
Yeah. And of course, with Diaphone versus Idiosyncrasy is going to be Eno versus Nagori Yuki. And again, Eno, a character with very low guts. If Idiosyncrasy can get 1 or 2 hits in there, Diaphone, Eno is going to bleed like really badly. She's just going to lose health very, very fast. But of course, if Diaphone can actually get in there and start the pressure going up against Idiosyncrasy, especially if Idiosyncrasy has 2 bars full of the blood meter, so he doesn't have access to some of his special moves, that'll be a good look for Diaphone.
Goodness, Beyblade into the DP, into the Beyblade. That is disgusting, but look at that. So many specials used already. The blood meter is very high here, so going to close in the gap there. The burst automatically being burned to keep Tashi back, and to keep Idiosyncrasy back. And when the blood meter is high, you can kind of play that strategy of keeping the Noggle out.
Yeah, you see that whiff close slash. That's not a missed time. Again, we've seen Diaphone do that so many times. Just get right under the burst attempts. And again, when we saw those whiffs from Idiosyncrasy with those close slashes, that's just for meaty timing. And look at this, Diaphone is going to pull off this round.
Yeah, Stroke the Big Tree is so good at baiting those bursts. It almost feels like an inherent passive that you kind of get with using that move. And here's the opening here. I'm going to set up the note, going to try to get the mix, and there is the overhead to open the door here, and that is going to be the wall break.
So Diaphone looking strong here so far. I like the use of the clone the clone fireball to eliminate the musical note. Don't give Diaphone an easy way in, but actually a guard break super in the air is definitely gonna help. And then confirming the 2 hits into the super in the air. Where did Diaphone get all that meter all of a sudden for back-to-back supers? But he got it and the wall break, and he takes game number 1.
Such a great super on block. You don't even need the RC to back you up. You just go for the super, and you see a lot of players do that to like kind of keep the pressure on in the corner as well. But even using it in a scenario like Diaphone did there to just kind of keep the turn was so pivotal, and was able to take that first game.
Yeah. So Diaphone continuing his run, as we mentioned, outside of that first match against Razor Dawn, where it was 3-2, and I think it was down to the final game, final round. Diaphone's won against Stealthy, you mentioned 3-0, and then against Adventure 3-1. So outside of that first game, it's been all Diaphone right now, and he's starting out here 1-0 against Idiosyncrasy. Let's see if he can seal the deal here and get into grand finals. Again, prize money on the line for the players here, and Diaphone and Idiosyncrasy guaranteed to be in the money right now. But let's see if Diaphone can set himself up for the potential to make the most of it.
Absolutely. Here's the guts coming through. Good amount of health, but no burst available. But the grab will do the trick. So much things to respect on Eno when they're coming at you with that hover dash, the instant overhead, the fall down into the low, or the grab. So much ways to get mixed. Ooh, the 6B.
For that 6B. Remember I mentioned that a lot of people have that good range. I mean, the 6P will whiff against long moves like Nago standing slash. Here we go. Oh my goodness, where did all of Eno's life go?
Oh my man, and like so high up in the air, able to get a double close slash on the juggle there into the wall break. That was so much health.
Oh, backdash to avoid the throw, and then gets the back throw of his own. So Diafo now, we've talked about so much on how getting one back throw can change the complexion of a match so quickly. And look at Diafo getting this huge lead now thanks to that back throw.
Okay, the PRC, keep the corner pressure here, and the burst being forced out. And the trade to end the round.
He was trying to bait the burst out earlier, didn't happen, but it didn't matter because Eno is just like, well, I'm just going to keep my pressure going anyway. And there you go, Diafo now going up 2-0. So again, since going, losing 2 games to Razor Dawn, he's only lost 1 total game since then. So Dawn has literally taken more games off of Diaphone than Diaphone's next 3 opponents thus far.
That is wild. The honorary second place, maybe?
Yeah, I know, right? Dude, if you're Dawn, you're just like, you know what? I lost to Diaphone. I'm second place, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
All right.
I'll accept it.
Forced out from Diaphone already, and EOC trying to keep the pressure up. The burst being burned as well to keep the turn. The red RC walk up close slash and the counter hit on the Beyblade. This is going to be a bunch of damage here. We're just going to keep the corner here and going to eventually get that wall break, but it's not enough.
Okay, there we go. Not going to give Diaphone a chance to make that comeback. You just think he's trying to get on the board, backdash into Beyblade.
Ooh! Oh my goodness, that was sick.
Look at the damage on that. It was like 55% life. And here we go though, Diaphone now trying to get this corner pressure. Just raw hover dashes right back in there. Oh, did he get him? He did. He has the life lead now.
That's super something else. Oh, beautiful. Usually goes for the close slash in those scenarios, but EO Secrecy with the mix there. Tries to go for another bite, but no, not this time.
What? I didn't think, again, Naga, we've seen time and time again him surviving at the end of his life because of the guts. I swore he was going to live through that super, but no. Diaphone now at match point to try to take this 3-0.
Yeah, what a dominating performance so far. Both bursts available here, but it is Diaphone in the driver's seat, has the corner pressure, but can you block? The answer is no, but the burst is out.
So this is the last chance for Idiosyncrasy. Oh man, he was going to try to do that, but Diaphone gets right back in there, takes it, and 3-0. And again, Diaphone's 3 last opponents have only been able to take 1 game off of Diaphone. And that's 1 less than Dawn was able to take in the first round. And Diaphone is just looking unstoppable right now.
Yeah, so many situations, and I love the super usage that we are seeing from Diaphone, right? So calculated, even in that one scenario where it was like, oh, it's going to be really close, but it was just enough. The wake up super was enough to take the round, and just knowing when to use it on offense, when to use it on defense, and Diaphone is holding forward so much. It just feels like Diaphone has so much more meter to work with, right? Just holding forward, getting all these wall breaks, and it's like, damn, how do you out resource that, right?
And so there we go. We have our first player in grand finals. Let's head over to the analyst desk to see the thoughts from there.
Thanks, guys. Big win there. 3-0 for Diaphone over Idiosyncrasy, and absolutely crushing that matchup, and does move into grand finals. Obviously, Idiosyncrasy will be waiting for the last couple of matches in losers, and he will hang out in the losers bracket finals, looking for redemption to get another shot at Diaphone there. These are a couple of players too that finished tied at 7th, 8th in CEO this last weekend, but they didn't meet, both losing to different opponents. Tempest there for Idiosyncrasy, and obviously with Diaphone losing to Shine in the losers bracket. So interesting to see the matchup, and Diaphone just controlling that matchup, looking really strong, continuing to maintain that form we have seen from him all throughout the bracket today. And now that is going to be a very difficult matchup for anybody coming out of the losers bracket, because Diaphone looks completely dialed in at this point. Right now we are going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, we will have the losers bracket semifinals and finals, and getting ready there for grand. So looking forward to that. Do want to remind you guys, if you guys missed the announcement today, Series E Halo Infinite is coming. Our launch event for that is this Saturday. We're going to have 16 of the best Halo squads in the world coming to compete for a share of $25,000. All the action starts right here at twitch.tv/esports arena at 4 p.m. Pacific time this Saturday, December 11th. You're not going to want to miss any of it. I'll be hosting it. We'll have some incredible casting talent on the show as well to break down all of the action. So make sure you clear your afternoon this Saturday and be here at twitch.tv/esports arena. We are going to go to that break right now, but when we come back, the last few matches of our first week of Series E Guilty Gear Strive. Going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Eat, Speak, Compete.
Eat, Speak, Compete.
Yes.
Name, incredible. Logo, even better.
And I'm your host, as always, Yeso, joined by my co-host, Luke Shimone Brew.
There's a lot to unpack there. I don't even know where to start.
If one of the North American teams doesn't win, their 2021 season is done. I got my fingers crossed. I think you got this. Let's turn more towards the competitive side. They finished strong.
They were like 35-2.
They finished strong. They looked.
If the only intent is, hey, let's make this game as esports as possible, then sure, but that's never going to be what Nintendo does.
And I'm very curious to see what kind of their first take on what a Valorant World Championship should look like.
Dang. That's super fun sounding.
Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome.
That sounds super fun. I think that,
Welcome back, everybody, to the E-Series here, presented by Esports Arena. We're playing the fighting game of the year.
Hey!
From the Game Awards here, Guilty Gear Strive. Congratulations to Guilty Gear Strive for that. Definitely, I feel like the most deserved game, fighting game for that achievement. And we are here playing some great matches with some great players.
Yeah, honestly, Guilty Gear really changing up the fighting game meta in terms of just like netcode and stuff. I feel like it's definitely the first fighting game that came out and really knocked it out of the ballpark with the rollback, and now what seems like to be a industry standard. So I love
Yeah.
that Guilty Gear came out, really set the pace, and look at this top 8 bracket. We obviously, the last match we commentated was Diaphone versus Idiosyncrasy, which was the 3-0 in favor of Diaphone. But yeah, in losers, we have Shine going to take it 3-1 over Adventure, who was playing that Jackal, really showing us the what Jackal can do at that top level of play. And Hotashi versus Razzo, and Razzo was able to stay alive during the Intel week, 3-2 against Moist's
Okay.
very own Hotashi.
So Hotashi is out of the tournament now after winning that. After losing the mirror match to Idiosyncrasy. And so we have ourselves set up Shine versus Razzo here. Again, Nerf Shine going up against Intel Razzo, and how appropriate for Intel week that we have Razzo here. But is Nerf going to be the one that is going to stand in the way of Intel continuing forward? Razzo versus Shine, Leo versus Potemkin. Let's go.
Yep, duel 1, let's rock. And what do you, as a pot main, how do you feel about this matchup?
You know, I mean, it's interesting. Like, I think it's all right, but you know, I'm talking to another Leo main. He swears by the fact that Leo wins this matchup. So I don't know though. So far, Shine is looking pretty strong in this.
Yeah, and Shine, and even in matchups where maybe not so favorable, man, playing basketball off the wall into the super wall break here. This is big damage, and the Oki to follow here. Go for the air dash there. Oh, what a counter hit.
Ow. Garuda catching him out of the air, not quite dead yet though. Gotta watch out for the flick on that. Yeah, tries to set something up. What the heck? Yeah, he went with the jump dust, the butt drop there. And the 6P timing from Razzo was correct to stop, for example, a cross-up jump heavy slash. But of course, the jump dust freezes in the air for a little bit, and so was able to punish the 6P.
Yeah, and those stall balls are so essential, especially right after with the PRC on reaction to the blue RC. Again, great meter management from both players here, and using the RC to get out of the corner. That was so huge for Razzo.
Oh no, but back thrown right back in there, and now you gotta block some Garudas. Oh, bounce. Oh, thought he was gonna get the close slash into another Garuda, but he was too far away, so came out with the far slash instead. Oh, he got hit. What a confirm by Shine.
Uh-oh, in the corner. Oh, that's a jump back Mega Fist in the corner. Seems like a go-to here for Shine, and going to be a really large button you have to respect even when Pot's in the corner, right?
It's a go-to for all Potemkins in the corner. We definitely abuse the heck out of reverse Mega Fist in the corner. It's such a potent tool, and honestly, one of the best defensive tools in the game, because even if the opponent blocks it, you're plus, and so you just kind of have control of the situation after that. Oh no, here we go. Half that remaining life is all gone. Garuda blocked. Look at the chip damage that it's causing. Oh, he was too far away.
Okay, burst available, and can't burst out of this one. That will be the round, and I think that was like 4 pot buster attempts. It did 2 out of 4 connected, but oh man, that was a lot of pot busters.
I mean, so far right now, it looks like Shine is having his way with Razzo, but of course, this is the 5th place finisher. Was it 5th or 4th at CEO? I can't remember now. 5th place, right? And Shine, obviously, very, very strong.
Okay,
but here we go. We're going to bounce off the wall all day. Okay. Immediate backwards Mega Fist and a jump dust from Razzo. Going to find its mark. Getting 1 round apiece here in game number 2.
Great grab. Get the stance, but the reversal throw. This is, oh man. You are going to do a ton of damage.
Distance right there. Okay. Got him with the low option. Trying to approach with that back turn slash. Gonna get the hit. Here we go. Forces the burst out of Shine. ERC, beautiful air throw. Doesn't go for the Garuda after the air throw.
Okay, how are you going to get out of the corner here? The counter hit. This is huge. The red RC going to go for the side switch. I like that from Razzo. Going to keep this corner and also going to get this wall break. Yes. Gotta watch it. Shine does have 50 tension here.
This is dangerous. 1 fast cancel. Oh no, actually, he's going to go for the hammer fall. Is it close enough to the corner? No, doesn't quite get the wall break. Oh, get him with the fireball out of the Mega Fist. Low, too far away for the dust to connect. Don't want to get knocked down by that slide hit. Could not get the crouching slash. Here we go, the knockdown. Beautiful burst timing by Razzo, but the forward Mega Fist is just going to destroy the crouching dust of Razzo's, and Shine is going to go up 2-0.
MVP is that Mega Fist in the air, and that time using it a little bit more aggressive. And again, the uses of RC was so fantastic. The PRC to cover Shine as you're coming in with that dash, right? And then you just being able to PRC into almost anything on reaction as well, able to get the snipe out of the air. And now Shine up 2-0 here against Razzo.
Yeah, so things are looking bleak for our Intel hero of the week right now, Razzo. Of course, I mean, he'll be part of Intel during this whole entire series, but Intel being the premier sponsor of this week. But looks like Shine might play spoiler as part of Team Nerf here. But things are looking good for Razzo to start.
Yep, the wall break off the super. Going to go on the ground here, and already in a corner scenario. But the reversal throw off the throw attempt from Razzo and gets the DP bait as well.
Okay, big damage here to start out.
100 tension on both sides here.
Oh, didn't chain fast enough. I don't think he thought that was gonna hit, and that's it. That pop bust is going to take the round, and now match point for Shine.
And I believe that was the purple RC forward, too, to kind of close that distance. So smart for Shine. But here's the big counter hit to mix afterwards, but the burst being immediately used on that hit.
Okay, and now just playing a zoning game, it seems like. Shine is just throwing out slash and heavy slash, and that's it. Trying to prevent Razzo from getting in. He knows Razzo wants to get in. Oh no, he tried to challenge the back Mega Fist, couldn't quite get anything.
Razzo finally finding the opening here. Okay, there's the grab.
Into the corner now. Oh, beautiful bait on the burst, but it's still not enough to kill. Shine still has the chance to, what an air throw, doesn't go for the Garuda. Try to set himself up, a tick throw on the Kara Pop Buster, not gonna happen. Razzo still alive.
Okay. The reverse 3-0s, it always starts with one singular game win, and it always starts on the 3rd game here. We'll see if Razzo can make that happen. They've been doing a great job throughout this bracket here, and just kind of got knocked in the moves a little early, but Razzo has been tearing it up. But Shine is quite the opponent to get through here in this loser semis.
Ooh, using the heavy to just jump right over the slide head. That's still not enough to kill. Again, the high guts from Potemkin, but throws the cross up. Oh, no! I think that's it. I think that's it. Not like this. Oh, he's still alive. He's still alive. I can't.
The super pot buster into the pot buster to catch the PRC. Shine able to close it out, and Shine is just like these comebacks from Shine have been phenomenal to watch this entire tournament.
Oh my goodness, Shine just finding his way to victory. I thought the Heavenly Potemkin Buster was gonna do it. It wasn't quite enough, and so Shine said, all right, we'll finish it off with the throw, and he got it, and Shine is gonna move on. Unfortunately, that does mean our Intel hero Razzo is out for the week, but that means that Shine now is set up to go up against Idiosyncrasy. And again, that's going to be, I think Idiosyncrasy was the one that sent Shine to losers bracket. Yeah, that was the 3-2 matchup. So here's the run back between Shine and Idiosyncrasy in that Potemkin versus Nagoriyuki match again.
Yeah, and we'll see if Shine will get the shot at Diaphone. I believe Diaphone was able to take it over Idiosyncrasy 3-0 in the winners finals. So Shine still has not gotten the chance to fight, but you have to earn that right first. You need to get the run back. And this scenario is always the worst in bracket for players because it like really sucks to go 1-1 with another player, but they place higher than you. You know what I mean? It's just like number-wise, you're like, oh, come on. Like, we're 1-1, but you won in winners. Like, that's the one that like mattered, so to speak. But it's just that's how bracket rolls. But I always find it funny, like those scenarios.
Yeah, I'll also take this opportunity one last time now that Razzo is out of the tournament to remind everybody that, if you're looking for the best deals on the best Intel products, definitely check walmart.com/esportsarena, and you'll be able to find a lot of good deals over there. So check that out. Once again, shout outs to Intel for being sponsor of the week here at the E-Series presented here by Esports Arena.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll see if Shine can keep this streak going. But before we do that, we're going to kick it over to the analyst desk to get a quick rundown of that last set.
Thanks, gents. What a matchup that was. Shine moving on. Obviously, we say goodbye to Razzo for tonight, finishing in 4th place. And, try to bring that back there, but Shine just looking so strong right now. And we honestly kind of get the best timeline here because we get the rematch from Shine and Idiosyncrasy, Nerf versus Splash, Pot versus Nago here in losers finals. This is going to be incredible. You heard James mention it there. These two players went a full 5 games the first time around up in winners round 2. Now they're meeting at the tail end of the bracket, and only one of them can move on. And either we get the Idiosyncrasy and Diaphone rematch from winners finals, or we could get the Shine Diaphone rematch from CEO losers bracket. They met in top 8, and Shine and Idiosyncrasy, or Shine and Diaphone, went a full 5 games there, and it was an incredible matchup. So really, it feels like a win-win for me. Losers finals should be incredible. Winners finals likely to be the same, but we'll just have to see which one is going to make it there. Does Idiosyncrasy keep it running and keep that matchup over Shine, or can Shine get redemption for that loss in the winners bracket and see Diaphone for the first time on the day? Let us know what you're thinking. Spam it in Twitch chat. Who do you got, Shine or Idiosyncrasy in this one? I'm going to take my boy Shine. Picked him to win Series E on draft day, and I'm going to keep it running with my man from Team Nerf. But let's see what we got. I'm going to hand it back over to James and Charles to get us ready for Losers Finals.
All right, so here we go. It is going to be Losers Finals. Splash, Idiosyncrasy, Nerf, Shine going up against each other. And once again, shout outs to the Series E sponsors here, Splash and Nerf, as well as, Intel, as we've mentioned many times already. And Excedrin, Razor, and Vizio as well. But we are here at Losers Finals to find out who is going to go up against Diaphone, who's waiting in Grand Finals. So the rematch of Idiosyncrasy and Shine here in Losers Finals.
Yeah, both these players faced off in winners bracket earlier. I believe a winners quarters, yes, and Idiosyncrasy was able to take it 3-2 over Shine. It was extremely close. I believe Idiosyncrasy was able to end it off with a perfect though, so just really being able to get the first strike. I mean, just in general, a lot of field to gear matchups, if you're able to get that first wall break, you're in such a good position, and look at this corner pressure coming out from Shine.
He was still able to block. That's how fast that Beyblade recovers. And then you see that far slash from Nagoriyuki. Just doesn't have a lot of active frames. He's able to backdash through it. Forces the burst out of him. So Idiosyncrasy definitely wants this round. Nice block on the dust. Gonna use the Roman cancel. Tries the frame trap. Shine.
Nice smash out.
Counters. Wasn't able to combo the jump attack into the ground buttons. And there we go, the far slash just reaching out there and taking round number 1.
Yep, poked them in the eye there, and in that scenario, you're in the corner, but all you really need is like one solid trade or one solid hit, right? So great patience from Shine, great force slash to close it off. But here comes Idiosyncrasy with that first wall break here. Nice 2S poke into the pressure. Are we teleporting in? No, just gonna go for the jump over.
Big life lead right now for Idiosyncrasy this round. Gonna use again the RC. Always going for the frame trap. Hasn't really gone for the throw yet. See, there you go. Again, another frame trap. Just hoping to get Shine to touch a button, but why not? If he blocks it, you still have so many options, you know, with command dashes anywhere and chains and all sorts of stuff. So keep going for that option there, especially while you're winning. Keep sending the message that that's what you're going to go for so that you can use the throw at the last second to get a free victory, basically.
Yeah, saving that in your back pocket, and maybe just even part of some blood management as well. You want to get those hits on block just to drain that blood meter, but you want to keep it above too, especially against Potemkin. You want that range, right, to keep the grappler out. You don't want that pot getting too close.
Oh, there we go. Finally goes for the command grab. Again, the command grab. He went for it a third time. He was just going to keep going for it. Oh, and this time he gets the wake up super. This is going to be good damage. Is close enough for the wall for a wall splat? Not quite. Not quite. Just outside of that range. There's that back Mega Fist. See how nice it is. Cancel to the PRC and the side switch. Nice. Sets himself up for Garudas. Dang. 2 Ps just doing those crouching punches to try to check Shine. And now look at all this chip damage. And finally going for the low into the overhead to make it a little bit trickier to block. And Idiosyncrasy takes game number 1 over Shine.
Yeah, you got to respect the 2S. So much things to respect from Nago in that situation, and just using the 5D to get that overhead. And you see how crazy Nago can be when the blood meter is low, right? We saw Idiosyncrasy work himself out of the right corner, but it was like Beyblade into the DP slash into another Beyblade, and then after that, like just the ability to cancel specials into specials, you're almost able to keep your turn as long as you got that blood meter available, right?
Alright, but a good start for Shine right now, getting that pop buster and the corner position, but Idiosyncrasy finding his way out. And again, trying to purposely build himself up to at least 2 bars so he has access to that really powerful neutral 5H. Here we go, getting some of that blood back. Here we go. We get some good damage here, not quite the wall splat just yet. Nice back throw by Shine into the Garuda setup. Another Garuda. Counter hit, he should. First at the last second by Idiosyncrasy. Wants this round, but it is going to be for naught. And so that is a huge win for Shine. Not only winning that round, but getting the burst out of Idiosyncrasy.
Yeah, especially for this upcoming round here. Both of them, their burst meter looking pretty similar. Looks like Shine is going to get the burst available first, but not just quite yet. Here comes the super, who should be into the wall break here. see what Idiosyncrasy does off this Oki. Probably going to teleport in, but what is the mix? Oh, the reversal throw from Shine.
Two Garudas, and then the Pop Buster. Just look how little. Oh no, you're done. You're done. Yeah. I was about to say, look how little the original Pop Buster did because of Nago's guts, but it didn't matter. He just got him with the Garuda into the second one, and that's gonna do it.
When I see Garuda and the big word counter on the screen, I'm just like, you're so done. Like your life bar is in so much danger right now. Oh my goodness.
You're dead.
you're so dead. The fact that we saw earlier today, counter Garuda into Pop Buster, I was like, wow.
It's just like you see that, you're just like, how is this fair? How is this allowed?
Oh, there's a guard crush too.
Garuda again. I mean, I don't think that's a true block string, but it's so close to being one. Counter Garuda splat. Oh, he's going for the hard knockdown here as well.
The PRC
now,
is.
It's tricky because Potemkin, when he gets that hard knockdown off of that mirror super, Potemkin actually doesn't really get anything in terms of like meaties and stuff after the transition, but you know, still he only had him down to a pixel, so he needed one more hit.
Yeah, and he kind of almost, like, he essentially forced, like, almost an Oki situation with the dash and PRC anyway kind of deal.
Right.
I mean, we've seen Shine really, PRC into the Pop Buster has almost been, like, the go-to for the meter use. The Blood Pop there, wow.
Yeah, I didn't expect the Blood Pop, but he's just walking back. Look at how much life he lost. Yeah, now he just throws this out because now you gotta block all this and lose all this chip. And Idiosyncrasy was probably so worried about the chip damage, he was just trying to figure out where to fall his defense, wasn't ready for the tap overhead, and there you go. So Shine now going up 2-1. And you said it earlier, going 1-1 against an opponent and placing lower than them is kind of painful, and that's what Shine is trying to accomplish here due to Idiosyncrasy.
Yeah, in terms of like the competitor tier list of worst feelings, it's like second place, then there's ninth, and then there's like going 1-1 with an opponent, but they place higher than you. Those are like the top three like bracket tragedies. Oh, nice!
It's the command throw.
Second slash, yeah. It's a mix of the Nago can go into the third slash or go for a grab and the wake up super. Yep.
Shine has been checking Idiosyncrasy's command dashes so well with the back throw. He's just been watching for it. It's just something that Idiosyncrasy has got to be careful of right now. Try not to abuse, trying to go in there with that raw in neutral. He should be able to kill him with this.
Okay.
Yes, okay.
I was like,
I'm usually crazy? Wrong every time, so I was so scared.
Oh, yep. I like how they put the buttons there just to make you think you can do something, right? Like
you see those standing kicks into the... Oh, God! We got it again! Oh.
The infamous combo. And the OTG after G. All this chip damage. Oh, my goodness. What a round from Shine. The perfect. My goodness.
I'm a pot main, and I don't even think that this is right. How is this fair? Oh, man. Shine is looking like a monster, gets the ground combo. Yeah, he'll take that free damage right there off of that. Here we go, corner position. Not going to be able to have enough time to anti-air against Idiosyncrasy. Oh, too early? What? There were so many PRCs there. I don't even know what was going on.
Oh my goodness. Idiosyncrasy does have the burst available.
Yeah, but you can't burst against Potemkin Buster, you know?
Very true.
Oh, you got in. You got in. Here we go. Corner pressure now. The back Mega Fist, the classic. Oh, did he block?
Were you pressing
do something?
Oh.
And Shine.
I was blocking. Oh, man.
Shine will do it. get revenge, get the run back against Idiosyncrasy, and getting back to grand finals, we have to say it, dude. Nerf Potemkin, dude.
Yep.
Nerf Potemkin has made it into grand finals.
Yeah, and now going up against Diafoam, who has been on quite the winner's tear on the winner's side of bracket, and only one player has really been able to bring Diafoam to a game 5, and that will be Dawn, being sponsored by Razer. So yeah, this will be interesting. Diafoam and Shine did not play each other in winner's side, so we'll see how this goes. And yeah, I thought at least the runback would go to game 5, but not quite it. Maybe we can get some more information on that from the analyst desk.
Shine just loves to finish in style. My man closing it out, gets the run back victory against Idiosyncrasy 3-1 there and moves on to the grand finals. Shout out to Idiosyncrasy. Great showing on the first night of Series E here in week number 1. Finishes in 3rd place. That is nothing to sneeze at there, and 2 great matchups against Shine. I think that is going to be an incredible rivalry throughout this season, so keep an eye on those 2 players for sure. But Shine moves on, and I will say, looking at this bracket, the way things were shaping up and the way that Diaphone had played through the winner's side so far, the only player I was worried about for Diaphone coming out of the loser's bracket was Shine. Now, I still think this is an incredibly close matchup. They were super close at CEO just last weekend, but I felt like anybody else, Diaphone was likely to just keep the momentum rolling, probably just take another strong victory there and take the win here tonight. But with Shine coming out of losers, obviously, Shine still has his work cut out for him. Has to get the reset, win 2 best of 5s here. But I think Shine has the best chance of any of the players that were still remaining in the losers bracket to take down Diaphone, and I think this is going to be an awesome matchup. I was wishing for 10 more matchups between these 2 players on Twitter last night after rewatching their series from last weekend. It certainly is delivering for me. I'm excited about it. In my opinion, I'm taking Shine here. I think Shine gets the reset and wins it and makes it back-to-back wins as well, because, of course, Shine took the victory last night in the WNF Online Open bracket, beating Solstice in winners at Grand Finals, and he's looking to make it back-to-back here. But let us know what you're thinking in Twitch chat, and I just got to ask, James and Charles, who you guys taking?
All right, grand finals coming up. We got Diafoam versus Shine, and this will be very interesting because we have not seen both these players compete against each other in this tournament quite yet.
Yeah, to answer Yasuo's question here, I mean, I'll say this much. As a Potemkin player, I hate fighting, so much. So I'm asking who I think is gonna win this one is gonna be rough because I hate this matchup. So, but Shine obviously 10,000 times better Potemkin player than I am, so he's definitely going to be much more well prepared for this match. So I'm really curious to see how he's going to handle this match, and I'm ready to steal some tricks.
Ooh, got the
I'm ready
tech.
to steal tactics.
Yes, snatch up the tech, snatch up the strategies. I mean, Guilty Gear, the characters are so unique, so it just really feels like it's a game of matchups, right? I mean, most fighting games are, but Guilty Gear, the characters are so unique to the point where it's like you really have to refine your strategy. You really have to like figure out what move beats what, and like really come into all these different matchups with so much knowledge, right? And it was one of the things that kind of halted Adventure. Adventure was, trucking through the bracket with Jacko, but then we saw some of these experienced players that knew how to play around some of the Jacko sweeps and stuff like that, right? And even knew how to play around the minions, and you even utilize resources like RC and Burst to even clear some minions to that point because they know how dangerous and they know how much they have to respect these minions being set up. And matchup knowledge is pretty much everything in this game. So let's jump right into it. Eno versus Pod.
Here we go. So Diaphone, who's just been running through everybody, going up against Nerf Shine. Can Shine make this happen here? He has to win 2 sets. In case you guys aren't familiar with a double elimination bracket, you can only go out of the tournament when you lose in loser's bracket. So what Shine has to do is win 1 set to send Diaphone to losers, and then win another set And Diaphone only needs to win the one. So here we go, Shine with a good start. And you know, the one advantage that he will have in this matchup is he could do the damage to Eno, unlike to Nagore Yuki. But look at this, Diaphone coming right back.
Shine has so much meter here, but can you utilize it? And the answer is no. The offense was too much for Shine to handle. Dive to take that first round.
Oh, trade. I wasn't sure what Shine did. Traded with Diaphone's 6H at the start of the round. Slide head, yeah, gonna be able to block on time, but that's I think that's 0 on block. Oh yeah, he thought maybe he was gonna go for a Potemkin Buster. Instead, he BRCs over and throws out the close slash for the frame trap. That's the mix-up right there. Ooh, nice, confirm.
Oh, the far slash is based on that very
Oh, yeah, got caught by that. So this is one of those situations. Potemkin doesn't have very many good buttons that can stop stroke the big tree. Ooh, the slide head stopped the dive attack from the air. And look at Shine and the defense. He has been blocking everything and then flicks around the air like a fly, dude. And oh. Okay, here we go. The setup finally. Beautiful burst. But now you're back into the mix-up. Doesn't cancel and stroke the big tree.
Oh, the counter hit to get things started, and look at all this damage. Yeah, and we've seen Shine use so many resources to avoid that corner situation, and this is the reason why. Because once Diaphone gets
too far away, but yeah, but he jump canceled it and blocked it, and he's gonna punish with the Pod Buster. Shine with the read and the punish. Beautiful stuff. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and in that situation, we see both players utilizing their resources for that corner situation. Diaphone, such a big win condition for Eno, right? And just Shine knowing that you're going to be a good player, knowing that you'll burn your burst to keep the corner pressure going and winning the game off of it. Like you said, when you're playing Potemkin, you get those hard reads, you're able to just close it out off of a handful of reads.
So Shine looking strong here, taking game number 1. His defense against Diaphone was immaculate. And there you see the defense with the flick, catching the hover dash, and now the far slash catching the hover dash. Diaphone cannot get in and get anything started.
Yeah, and you said earlier that Pot doesn't have too much great things against the the grounded low profile dash, but the air dash, Pot having some answers there, flicking the far slash as well, utilizing this. But here is the corner. Are you going to burn the burst? But the super does not care.
Okay, so Diaphone with a massive comeback that one. Shine started off that round with all the damage, but this is what happens when Eno gets you into the corner. So we're gonna burst right here because he doesn't want to deal with that. I loves the slide head to challenge stroke the big tree. Oh, gets the hit.
Okay, the note.
Here we go, sending out that note. Yeah, you can guide it so the flick will just miss.
Side switch there, but you set up the Garuda.
Oh, got it with the counter hit on the flick. Just chip damage is a danger now. PRC. Couldn't stop the butt. I don't know what Diaphone tried, but whatever it was, it didn't work.
Yeah, the stall from the PRC from Shine, as well as the stall and fall option in the air. I love the usage of the PRC to counteract Diaphone's PRC, but here is the wall break to start things off. Diaphone starting off this third round, pretty hot.
Yeah, beautiful cancel. Again, slash into dust to avoid the slide head. Keep Eno in the air. So now Diaphone trying to take this, gonna super, not gonna be enough to kill, but just needs one more chunk. But you get hit by one Heavenly Potemkin Buster and you're dead. You are gonna lose so much health, but wasn't expecting him to come dashing in there, especially without any meter to back it up with an RC. And so catching Shine by surprise, Diaphone taking game number 2.
All right, back and forth here for this grand final set, and both these players really busting out all the tricks here. And see, going into this game number 3, man, it's so fun to watch how both these players just really utilize their resources to get in or out of the corner. It's such a big deal.
Ooh, starting with the counter hit. Yeah, that's going to combo right into... Oh, here we go. 1-2. Goes for the sweep. Yeah, and he's going to be able to OTG, so that's why we see the burst from Diaphone. And here we go. Diaphone's going to get a start here. Tries to go for an empty low. What an IB to stay within range against the 6H. That was so beautiful.
And Shine still has burst. Right here, yep, another sweep.
Here we go, towards the corner now. Gotta play defense now. Trades with that. Actually, beautiful RC to be able to pop him up into the air. Oh. Well, that's gonna do it. And Shine is looking so strong against Diaphone right now.
Yeah,
he's
that
just
red
good.
RC. Yeah, the red RC to get the corner switch too. I mean, that was such a huge deal, and my goodness, just everything plays. And I liked how Shine could have possibly gone for a wall break, but just kept that corner situation, right? Like that low of a percentage, you can keep just setting up meaty Garudas on the get up there. And what do you do? It's such a frustrating situation to deal with, right?
And so Shine has set himself up for the reset again. If he wins this next game, he'll win the set 3-1, but that's just a reset. He'll have to do it again. But if Shine continues to play the way that he's playing right now, that is definitely going to be a possibility. He could very well take this tournament. Let's see if Diaphone can make any adjustments here.
Yeah, Shine won Wednesday Night Fights last night too. He's just trying to stack up not only the local victory, but the stack up that wallet too. Esports Arena did support the Wednesday Night Fights pot last night with $500 as well as the prize for this tournament is as well $500. So gonna look for some of that good money as well for Diaphone. Going to get things started here with the super wall break here for a bunch of momentum.
Ooh. Missed the meaty, unfortunately, and she did. Oh, close, close. Oh, he woke up with the command throw? I thought he was going for the anti-air. That didn't kill. I can't believe that didn't kill. But that 2K is going to do it. Oh my goodness. This is... Oh man.
Yeah, I thought the super was going to kill for sure. The super does so much damage. I mean, I guess with no wall break, but still gets the mix here. Stroke the big tree, trying to come in here and get some pressure. Okay, here's a chance.
It's the knockdown off the slide head, but waking up with a 5P with the standing punch. And here we go. Knockdown in the corner for the mix-up. Repeated hover dashes. Shine can block as much as he wants, but Diaphone gets through one time. All right. Nice air block by Diaphone. Knew that Shine was gonna know to challenge the RC to bait the burst. And that means Diaphone's gonna come into this round. Oh no, I'm sorry, he ties it up. 2-2. That was so fast.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking I had to I had to hit it with a double take. I was like, was that it? Was that game 4? And yeah, just like that, game 5 situation for both these players. First set of grand finals. We'll see if Shine can bring it home, or at least bring it to another set before he brings it home. You gotta win Diaphone against Diaphone twice here to get this tournament win. And Diaphone, if Diaphone wins here, that will be the tournament.
That's a great start for Diaphone. Here we go, corner position here. Cancels into Stroke the Big Tree. Does a late cancel to try to get some frame traps in there, but was a trade. So that does help Shine get out of that corner. You're okay with losing that chunk of life and making it out of the corner alive. Nice flick, good reactions.
Oh my god.
Oh, he missed the back air Mega Fist. Oh no, was that on purpose?
Oh, the baits, the next level bait. And that's enough for the K. Oh my goodness.
Here we go, Shine. Reset point. Can he take this, or is Diaphone going to be able to get 2 rounds back to become the first week champion?
Big air grab here. Tries to go for a second one. Gonna work out, Stroke the Big Tree. Look, red RC to keep the pressure going. The high, the low.
Oh, what a back throw.
2.
Look at all the chip damage. Yeah, goes for the low option. Good block. He is just taking chip damage. Yeah, you still have to guess because you fall guard broken. He has taken so much chip damage from that.
Okay, here's the opening though.
Too far away. That's the second time that's happened. He's whiffed with the slash stroke the big tree thanks to the faultless defense. But as soon as it whiffs, Diaphone reacts with the 6P and catches whatever button Shine tries to hit. And now Diaphone with the start here in this first round. Gonna get caught by the butt cheeks though. And here we go. Opportunity for Shine.
Okay, the note setup gets the overhead opening here. Gonna go for the, nope, just gonna keep that corner pressure here, goes for the super, gets the wall break, still not enough. The guts coming through. Can Shine dig deep to bring it back? No, the opening, the Oki from Diaphone is gonna get that low mix and gonna take it home.
The empty low from Diaphone is going to crown him as your first week Series E champion for Guilty Gear Strive. Game of the year, fighting game of the year, Guilty Gear Strive, as said by the Game Awards. And shout outs to Diaphone. Diaphone getting second place Red Bull Kumite, top 7 CEO, and now your Series E champion for week number 1.
Yeah, what a way to open up this first season of Series E for Guilty Gear game or fighting game of the year. So what a banger of a tournament, man. And Diaphone not dropping a single set, stayed in winners the entire time, and even with Shine coming through, at the very end, and at least we got a game 5, so at least 2 players was able to take Diaphone to that game 5 situation. Shout out to Shine and Dawn. But yeah, man, we're going to get more of that great breakdown from the analyst desk for that grand finals.
James and Charles, thanks, gentlemen. Great cast on the day. A pleasure to listen to both of you call all of the action and break it all down through the entire bracket tonight. It was certainly a joy to have you on the show, and looking forward to hearing from both of you more in the future. Diaphone takes it, ladies and gentlemen. What a series there between Diaphone and Shine, and it went the distance, a full 5 games, and into the last round of that 5th game. Sadly, Shine wasn't able to force the reset, but still, what an incredible matchup there. Close back and forth between the two, and Diaphone ends up on top. Your top 3 does end up being Diaphone, Shine, and Idiosyncrasy in our first week of Series E Guilty Gear Strive. I hope you guys enjoyed the tournament today. Honestly, it was an absolute blast. A ton of great matches, so many incredible players, and just the start of so many storylines here in Series E. It's going to be incredible to follow all of these different players and their journeys within Series E and without. And it's all just started here this week. Do want to remind you guys just of a few things before we close out the show. Ton of things going on here with us at Esports Arena. While we will not have Series E again until next week, we do have our big Series E Halo Infinite launch event this Saturday. I reminded you about it earlier. Kicks off at 4 p.m. Pacific time right here at twitch.tv/esports arena. We have 16 of the best Halo teams coming together to compete for their share of $25,000. I will be here along with my friends Clutch, Why Not, and a special new caster joining us on the show, so make sure to tune in for that. We'll obviously be back with our second week of Series E next week. Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll have our second week of Series E Apex Legends Season 4. Team Vizio had a strong start, and so did Team Excedrin with their performance on Wednesday night. We'll have to see if they can chain that and build some momentum next week. And of course, we'll be back with Series E Guilty Gear once again next Thursday, again at 4 p.m. Pacific time. I hope you guys have a great weekend. Thank you so much for coming to hang out with us. I hope you enjoyed the show as much as we enjoyed putting it on for you. For myself, the entire live broadcast crew, everybody here at Esports Arena, and our friends at Level Up, thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you again next time.